Alright, let's get this posted over here. Alright everyone, streaming leveling a new witch here in Blight League. My Jugg Zombie Mancer made it to 90 yesterday. So taking a break from that build for the day. Yeah, come and hang out as we laugh at the hilarity that is me leveling a witch. Yeah, come laugh at my terrible mechanical skills. There we go. That'll be the tagline for today. Oh man. If you want to see top end POE play. Hey, what's up, William Kelly? If you want to see the top end, the best of the best of POE gameplay, don't look here. All right, so we just took out Piety. I guess let's do a little bit of a summary here. What we eventually want to do. So welcome to those of you who are in chat. What we eventually want to be able to do is this, which is following Sitchy 13, Sick 13's build guide, which is pretty fantastic to read. So this build guide is basically this is a volatile dead build that doesn't require a bunch of Poet's Pens. Which Poet's Pens right now, where's my trade website? Poet's Pens, I think, in hardcore are still pretty expensive. Yeah, they're sitting in 95C, 100C. So I could spend 200C and go buy 2 Poet's Pens and just say, hey, I'm great, and we'll just volatile dead right now. Which I might do. We'll see how smoothly this thing levels out. But that's an option. But what we are going for is this particular build. So this is a Necromancer version of another build that Sitch 13 put together on a Volatile Dead Chieftain character. And it's pretty compelling. So when you're leveling, he's got a bunch of different videos here to show off exactly what the build looks like and what the mechanics all look like. But this is the main thrust of what he's going for. So the idea is to cast Volatile Dead without any headache that comes with the skill. I mean, we don't want to create corpses manually, and we don't want to stand still while casting. That's good coffee. So I choose Cyclone plus Cast While Channeling combination to trigger Volatile Dead. Next step is to give our character some kind of passive skill that creates corpses infinitely. We want to cast Volatile Dead in any situation, even in the hideout, and I decided to use Cast While Damage Taken setups to trigger Unearth and Desecrate. Last thing to do is to find the way to deal damage ourselves constantly. I found 2 effective solutions. So here's his build. First off, one is the Soulrite Ezomite Staff. This is one option for him, along with the Heartbound Loop, which essentially it kills your minions and then acts as a trigger for a whole bunch of effects. So with this first setup, he says, we're consuming corpses by casting Volatile Dead. Soul Rest keeps summoning phantasms until we have a maximum amount of them. After that, each new cast, we kill the old phantasm and resummon a new one. Heartbound Loop will deal us 350, did I say 300 physical? 350 physical damage for each killed phantasm. It is more than enough to constantly trigger cast when damage taken. By the way, this is the link. I will put it in the chat if anybody wants to go and take a look at the build guide itself. But that's the link there in chat. So Heartbound Loop, basically, it is more than enough to constantly trigger cast when damage taken. And you've just got a bunch of cast when damage taken setups here. I'll show you the gem setups here in just a moment, but that's the theory. So that's solution number 1 in order to get the automated corpse generation needed that he's looking for. Option number 2 that he goes for here in order to just always be casting is to use a Scold's Bridle, which your skills deal you 400% of mana spent on a skill as physical damage. So this is another way to trigger cast when damage taken setups. Then you use Diodre's Malevolence, which is a really cheap unique, and then you combine that with the Disintegrator. Disintegrators are like 5 to 10C right now in Hardcore Trade League for Blight, so very cheap. And what this does is it adds a whole bunch of flat physical damage to spells, and then you gain these things called siphoning charges based on the Elder or Shaper items that you have equipped. So let's say you've got 4 Elder and Shaper items equipped, then you've got 4 maximum siphoning charges. Let's say you've only got the Disintegrator equipped, that means you're only going to have 1 siphoning charge. So it's an interesting mechanic that scales up the more you invest into it on different pieces of gear, and these are all of the different conditional benefits that you'll gain if you choose to use the Disintegrator. So you get 25 chance to gain a siphoning charge when you use a skill. It's not an on-kill effect. It's not triggered from anything else. It's just, hey, every time you use a skill, you get a 25% chance that you will get a siphoning charge. So it's very easy to get those up, considering that we're going to be spamming Volatile Dead a whole bunch. Then it adds 13 to 15 physical damage to attacks and spells per siphoning charge. So the more siphoning charges you have, the more flat damage that you've got added on before you start converting it, etc. Then you gain 4% of non-chaos damage as extra chaos damage per siphoning charge, and because this is a physical based staff, and of course we're mostly doing fire damage with Volatile Dead, all of that damage is just, again, getting stacked on. And if you've got 4 siphoning charges, and that's 4 times 4, it's 16% of non-chaos damage as extra chaos damage. And that's just with 4 particular siphoning charges on. Hey, what's up, Sirkin? Welcome to the stream today. So then, continuing on with the Disintegrator, it's really tough to say, you get 1% additional physical damage reduction from hits per siphoning charge. So that's not bad, 4% flat physical damage reduction. It's tough on spellcasters to get physical damage reduction because a lot of the time you're not stacking armor, you're not stacking Physmit, you're not stacking endurance charges, so it's nice to have that just built in. And of course, this is a staff, which means it's it's a two-hander, so you're giving up your shield slot. So it's nice if there's ever a defensive mechanic that's built in. And then you get 0.2% of damage leeches life per siphoning charge. So let's once again consider, just for a moment, if you've got 4 Shaper and Elder items, which it is not hard to get up to with this particular setup. Of course, you'd probably want at least a Shaper or Elder ring, and then you would probably want Shaper boots for cooldown, and then I believe Shaper belt for more cooldown reduction. So I think that's, what is that? That's 4 right there. A ring, boots, and belt. That's 4 plus the Disintegrator itself. So that's 4 siphoning charges already, which means that you're getting 0.8% of damage that you deal as a siphoning charge. Hey, what's up, Shama? This is not pre-recorded. Welcome. We are live chatting and live hanging out, and we're going to be leveling this particular character, Blight Witch Draconis. I'm right here, nearly done with Act 3. That's where we're at. But I'm going over the build theory of what it is that we are aiming towards. Then lastly, you take 150 physical damage per second per siphoning charge if you've used a skill recently. So of course you're always going to be taking physical damage. So the solution is, and the way how this works for this Volatile Dead setup is, the Helm and Gloves make mana costs of Cyclone extremely high. We're dealing physical damage to ourselves and triggering cast while damage taken. We can use any weapon now, but I prefer Disintegrator because it deals damage to us as well as boosts our damage like no other weapon. For this setup, we need a lot of mana regen, which there's a couple of ways to actually cheat around mana regen right now. One of them is using the... oh, goodness. What's the Shaper's Helm? What's the Shaper's Helm? What's it called? It's a circlet that drops from Shaper. It's a Shaper exclusive. Anyway, I'll give a thumbs up to anybody in chat if you can name the unique that I'm thinking of. It's slipped my mind for whatever reason, but it stacks mana and stacks damage the more mana you rage. It's a wonderful unique, but there's a way to trick that plus mana regen to essentially scale up your mana and HP regen. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. So for this setup, we need a lot of mana regen. New Necromancer's Essence Glutton Ascendancy Point gives us huge mana regen because we are consuming corpses all the time. Spirit Offering should mitigate all damage from Skold's Bridle. We just need enough HP because Spirit Offering gives us an amount of ES based on our maximum life. If you want to use MOM, Mind Over Matter, here are some items that help us in sustaining mana regen even better. So this is the concept. Here are the gems. Hey, what's up, Cody? Yes, Indigan. Cody, thumbs up to you. Excellent catch. Indigan is the helmet that I was thinking of that mana rages ridiculously well and scales up damage based on it. How is the Thick Summoner going? The Thick Summoner is going great. This is where he's at. He is at level 90 now. Yeah, almost dead. Draconis is at level 90. Really, really excited that he is at where he's at. I dinged level 90 yesterday and got up to 1,000 strength yesterday as well. So we are now fully utilizing the Baron for its life leech as well as for 3 additional zombies, which is really, really nice. And then of course half of my strength is added to minions, so 500 strength is getting added on to our zombies, to our specters, to our golems, to everything on this. But I've redone the tree a little bit over here, and I've of course updated the forum guide as well, with a couple of tweaks over here. So it's been good. I took out a bunch of points in the Scion Life Wheel. I'm eventually going to go over there again once I get some more points, but you know, that's the next 5 levels. That would be getting me to level 95 in order to get over there. I did anoint this as well. The Mind Noose. This isn't a great amulet. I'm eventually going to upgrade this, but I had the oils laying around and it was relatively cheap for combat stamina. That gives me 20% increased armor, 5% increased life, and then regens another 1% of life per second. My regen right now is 572. Like, that's really, really good. It's actually better than a flask in most cases, the regen that we've got going on right now. So I'm really, really happy with the Jugg. But Jugg is not what we're working on right now. I typically don't like to start up the day or start up POE gameplay with my high-level stuff, because if you make a stupid mistake because you're not paying attention, you just end up ripping, and that's no good. Shama says, how do you like hardcore and how is the economy? I love hardcore. I play hardcore every other league. When I get the chance. So as long as I'm able, I like to play hardcore. And last time I played hardcore was Synthesis, and now we're back at it again here in Blight League, and I'm enjoying it. So right now we're just trying to level this witch up to eventually get to use a bunch of these wonderful combos, a bunch of these wonderful gems. We'll go take a look at the gems in just a moment. I believe I've got the key. Yeah, I've got the key for the tower. I've already got all the gems purchased, so I just need to hit the levels. One of the setups is, well, 3 of the setups are on cast when damage taken for this particular build. It's a lot of cast while damage taken setups, and you have to be level 38 in order to use cast when damage taken. And you also have to be level 38 to use cast while channeling. So pretty much the vast majority of our setups for this build get enabled at level 38. So that's what we're pretty much aiming for here. His projectiles should be getting blocked right now. There we go. Oh, Zealotry leveled up. I'm still leveling with Freezing Pulse. I don't know why. It just keeps on working. It's on a 3-link right now. It just keeps working, so why not, right? Probably eventually swap off of it. I think the economy in... oh, this guy... I hate this unique guy. He's obnoxious. The economy in hardcore is a lot different. Hey, what's up, Raphael? Welcome, welcome. I feel like the economy in hardcore is much more stable. That's one word I would use for it. It's much more stable than softcore. Softcore, there's a lot of volatility in the market. There's a lot of movement on a lot of different items. And different builds, you know, a lot wider range of builds can get made on any given week. Even with any given patch. Like, even with mini patches. I'm not just talking about major patches. So, you know, it's quite interesting. I think. Of course, softcore is always great, and softcore's got its unique appeals as well. But I think the hardcore economy is much more stable, and so it's fun to make money over in hardcore because there's a little bit more reliable ways, I feel like, to make currency over in hardcore. For instance, in hardcore, I sold a pair of gloves last night that had life and 1 resistance on them and like some flat added damage, and I sold those for like 15C. And I believe the reason why they sold, it was to a relatively low level character that had not ascended yet. But it wasn't to somebody that was like a trader. They were wearing items. It wasn't somebody just on their trading character that was low level. And I believe the whole reason why it sold was because of the reduced attribute requirements on it. It was a relatively low level. I want to say it was like mid 30s or mid 40s for the requirements on the piece of gear. And so people wanted to use it probably to complete the second half of the campaign. Pretty decent pair of gloves. But that sort of thing doesn't really happen in softcore. Like in softcore, making currency isn't a problem, but it's not necessarily, you know, finding rare little leveling items that will prove to be effective means of actually generating currency. Whereas in hardcore, people are always ripping and people are always building new builds and characters. So while there's greater build diversity in softcore, which I appreciate, I do like that, the economy in hardcore just much more consistent. And yes, part of that is because the builds are much more limited. But we'll see if I rip a character here today. Hopefully, if I rip a character, it will be this character, not my Juggernaut, because I would prefer not to rip a level 90 guy. That's the first guy I've ever had hit 90 in hardcore. It'd be a shame to lose that guy. I'd like to push him pretty decent on the Atlas. Pretty decent. Not great clear speed. He's a Juggernaut, so he's got nothing going for him in terms of clear speed other than just shield charge plus regular specters and zombie clear, but he's incredibly tanky. Because as she says, did you save up delve juice to power level in there once you hit minimum delve level? Yeah, I've got several different Nico missions that I can run for white maps in order to just go and grab some delve juice. I'm up to, I think, 3K, or maybe it's 6K now, on my delve juice. I did that yesterday in preparation for potentially leveling another character, so that way I've got plenty of room to just pretty much constantly level this character as needed. The trick with leveling in delve, like with power leveling in delve in hardcore, that I've noticed is delve is just scary overall, right? Like, I was actually in there yesterday on my Juggernaut, and it was only like level 68, 70 monsters. Not really scary at all, like stuff that I was not getting much XP off of, just progressing because I had to progress my delve. And it was pretty scary. There were a couple of close calls on my level almost 90 Juggernaut with, you know, 6 endurance charges. Physical resistance is capped. Physical damage reduction capped at 90%. Armor, you know, in the thousands. And then, you know, I already mentioned 6 endurance charges, 7,000 life. Cannot be stunned. Like, lots of stuff that was pretty decent, but relatively scary for me. Is that better? That's not better. That's not better. Okay. What else do we want to do here? I think I want to upgrade my belt. This belt is pretty terrible. Do I have a unique belt that I can use? I think this is relatively low level. That's to attacks. Oh, that's plus 10 to all elemental resistances as well as strength and maximum life. I don't have 200 strength, so the magnate won't work. I think Belt of the Deceiver is the way we go. Yeah, that gave us almost 90 life. Pretty decent. Okay, our gem setup. I promised that earlier. So the gem setup on this particular build is the following. So the main damage setup is Cyclone or Incinerate, and then Cast While Channeling, Volatile Dead, Spell Cascade, Concentrated Effect, and then your 6th length can be anything like Elemental Focus, Energy Leech, Fire Pen, or Combustion. Look at the number of cast when damage taken setups this thing has. I don't think this witch will survive very long, right? I'm playing in hardcore, and he's got 3 cast when damage taken setups, and they're all self-triggered, right? These are not reactive defensive mechanical setups. These are all self-triggered via the ways that we already explained earlier on, using either Scold's Bridle or Soul Rest and Heartbound Loop. So he's going to be triggering a lot of self-damage. And this is hardcore. So we'll see how that goes. Do I have a unique shield that's decent to replace my second Oxum? No? You have my axe. Nope. Nope. I could use the Colton Halt, which gives me more move speed. Gives a lot of cold resistance. Wow! That gives a lot of cold resistance, and that's a lot of chance to block, actually. And some movement. My cold resistance is kind of low. That's actually kind of appealing. That's actually kind of appealing. We'll try it. We'll give it a shot. What the heck, right? Okay, this is just my freezing pulse on a 2-link. So let's put my SRS over here. Oh my goodness. I have Herald of Thunder linked with my Ray Zombie. What am I doing? Have I even played this game before? Alright. Herald of Thunder. Let's 3-link. Are these both minion damage? Yeah, those are both minion damage support. Alright, so we'll put our SRS in here. There we go. Oh, Infernal Legion. Yeah, I was using that on my SRS. That was pretty fun. Okay, so that was on a 2-link for Freezing Pulse. So Freezing Pulse should be much, much better now. Can I get Controlled Destruction in Act 2? I think I can. A 2-link. Using a 2-link. What a... the genius that I possess is unrivaled. A 2-link. I'm being sarcastic, in case anybody didn't notice. Alright, we could use Spell Cascade, we can use Conk Effect. We could use Incinerate. Ooh. Yeah, but we don't want to use that yet. Alright, let's come grab another support gem. Controlled Destruction. Reduce critical strike chance, but more spell damage. Okay. Which really isn't that big a deal because we're using Zealotry, so the increases and reductions in critical strike chance probably roughly negate each other out. Somewhere in there. Alright, let's keep going towards Dominus. Let's see if we can dominate the Domino. We always call him Domino Oregano in guild chat for whatever reason. Whew! I'm actually going to turn off guild chat, I think. Hey, congrats. That's really nice. You got a Mark of the Elder Steel Ring. Very nice. Okay, let's kill guild chat. There we go. I'm not going to go D&D just in case anybody wants to buy anything. But sometimes I'll actually do that when I'm playing just on my own and really want to make progress. Like yesterday when I was pushing for that 90. You better believe I went D&D for the end of it. Like, I do not want to be paying attention to somebody like, hey, by the way, can I buy this thing for an alchemy orb? How did you lose your character at level 89 in hardcore? Well, I was trading a guy a flask for an alchemy orb. And, oh, that would be pretty lame. Pretty lame way to go down. Put back in the Herald, says Ty. Yeah, I probably should. I like having lots of mana to spam. I don't even know where it's going to fit. What I need to do is, you know what I need to do? I need to take a chrome and just chrome my helm. Because realistically, a gold rim, come on, I can get a blue on that. That's no biggie. I've got plenty of chromes. I feel like, I really do feel like this season has been the closest I've ever come to playing SSF. Like, I'm not actually playing SSF, I'm trading. Actively trading. I'm not doing Bank of Exile for the guild. I'm not doing Bank of Exile for myself. But I am actively trading stuff that I find that's decent. But for the most part, I've been pretty pretty much like as hermit-like as I've ever been. At least in a trade league. Man, this is an awful layout. Got really unlucky with that top right. That's okay. Here we, of course, here's the door. It was just in the room right next to it. Why didn't I check there? Fat Tard says, I don't need to D&D. I have no friends. Yeah, D&D isn't so much about friends PMing you. At least in my book. D&D is mostly about, hey, I don't want to get a trade request that'll distract me. That I'm thinking, oh, I need to port out and go trade with this guy. Like, that can be dangerous in hardcore to make that mistake. Like, oh, I need to port out. Oh, where's my portal scrolls? And then you're looking through your inventory while something's wailing on you. You don't even notice. I think I'm way under-leveled for the zone, right? Yeah, 33. I'm only 31. So I do need to level up a little bit. I'm going too fast. I'm actually going too fast right now. Which is spooky in hardcore. I don't want to get too far beyond. See, my zombos are dying? It's not good. Kazeshi says, do you actually sell stuff for Alks? I do. Believe it or not. I hope that causes you to lose whatever sense of respect you had for me as a trader. Yeah, I'll sell stuff for Alks. Absolutely. If I'm just sitting in hideout and pricing stuff, absolutely. There is no harm. Especially with as near SSF as I've been this league. Like, getting Alks out of the way. Absolutely, I'll sell stuff for Alks. Every single map that you interact with on the Atlas that's worth anything, you need to at least Alk, right? So Alks are one of the things that I'll always trade for. Sometimes you list stuff for like 2 or 3 Alk, throw it in a tab and just see if people bite. Because you can convert your Chaos into Alchemy Orbs, right? Like, you can do that, but sometimes the ratios are just better if you just straight up trade stuff that otherwise might not sell for Chaos, but it would sell for Alk. Sometimes it's better to just sell it for Alk. Sometimes. Alright, so we've already got the Scion Life Wheel. We could come down here and finish this off. I think I want to actually grab... I think I actually want to grab the minions' damage dealing, because for right now I'm actually pretty reliant on my minions. Or we could come over here. Oh, that's with attack skills. This is with spells. Yeah, let's come up here. Fat Tard says, I just ignore trades. That's fair enough. That is certainly one approach. Let's see if we die to Dominus here. Would not surprise me if I did. I've died to Dominus in hardcore before. It's happened before, it'll happen again. Some of these pre-Dominus guys, the guy that whips and causes you to bleed, he's actually kind of scary, I think. Or he can be, at least. Wherever he is. This Sparker chick has got to go. My goodness. Get her out of here. What's her name? Compulsor Octavia Sparkfist. What a name. Oh, there's the guy that can cause you to... I think he can cause you to bleed. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe he just whips you and deals physical damage. But sometimes these machine gun chicks, too, can be kind of scary. Oh, here he is. Oh, goodness. Alright, Domino. Here, let's kill all that stuff off the screen. Where's the touch of God? He's coming. He's coming. Oh, gosh. My lightning resistance is terrible, too. I'm gonna get shocked and blown up. One of the things that's nice about SRS is you get to hide around corners like this. It's kind of nice. You hide around corners and let bosses fire off their projectiles. Oh my gosh, my SRS are so stupid. I need to put Feeding Frenzy in all of my minions. That is something that just needs to happen. What's up, Domino? This is painful. This is painful! Oh boy. Let's not die here. Let's not die to the... Oh, there's the shocker. Is he gonna fist me? He's gonna try. Okay, he's just spending spooky worm people at me. That's okay. We can deal with the worm people. It's the fist that I'm scared about. I don't like getting fisted by Domino. Where he shocks you and then fists you. My goodness. It's just too much. Ah! Get away from me. You creepy old man with your screaming worm people. What are those? Are those like Shavron? Is he shooting Shavron at you? What is it that Dominus is shooting? Thumbs up to anybody in chat that can tell me what Dominus is actually shooting. I am so underleveled for this. It shows in my damage. It's terrible. My damage is garbage. Oh gosh! The touch of God! Okay, can I raise any zombies now? I need to get these zombies like on a 4-link. I've got a couple of helms that I can use for this, but I'd much rather be using Gold Rim, obviously. Ramada says, SSF is fun, no trade inconvenience, and more challenges. Yeah, I agree with you. Dom was the last boss in the game for quite a while. Yeah, he was. He was a spooky final boss. I wonder if the Shaper, like if stuff that we consider endgame now, if GGG still is going to continue with some patterns, like what they've done in the past. Like, is Shaper going to be in 3 years what Dominus was 3 years ago? You know? Will they be comparable? Will taking down Shaper just be like an easy thing 3 years from now? Like, will it just be a part of the regular leveling and character regular arc that you grow in towards? Could be interesting. Could be, right? I mean, that's kind of what they've done to everything. There was a point in time where it was like, Malachi is always the story boss, and he'll always be the story boss. And then they added Kitava, right? Twice, once in Act 5 and once in Act 10. And now Kitava, right, he's got his place as the dominant endgame guy, but who knows? Maybe there's going to be a day where Kitava doesn't matter. This guy wants to buy my Scold's Bridle? No, I don't want to sell it. I kind of want to use it for this build, buddy. Sorry. I need to either use this or a Soul Rest staff, and the Soul Rests I think are like really expensive. Whereas Disintegrator plus Scolds is like 20C. Whereas Heartbound Loop plus Soul Rest is relatively expensive. Relatively expensive this league. Do I even have any Portal Scrolls? I do. Okay. I get into the habit over the first week or two of a league of just logging to character selection. Which those of you that are new, if you didn't know that, you can always just go out to character selection if you've got the waypoint for that area or if you've progressed a mission. You can just log out to the character selection. Not actually log out. It's not actually the bottom one or the middle one. It's the one in between that says exit to character selection. And then just go to grab your character. It saves you Portal Scrolls early on. It's pretty nice. Some people, depending on their setups as well, exiting to character selection is actually faster than traveling through the Portal Scroll. But I think that's mostly for SSD people. Oh no! It's the 100-foot shadow. Run away. I need to make a character and name them Sir Robin. I think it's got to be a duelist, though. Sir Robin who runs away. Coffin Bone. Is that what happens when you and your partner get intimate while you have a cold? Coffin Bone? I don't know. Moving on from that terrible joke. I think I want to swap off of this freezing pulse. It's like 2 or 3 hits. It's not good. Then again, it's probably not actually freezing pulse. It's probably actually my weapon. Kazeshi says Shaper already feels a bit like Edziri used to. That's fair. Kazeshi says, be aware that doing so on day 1 right after launch can put you back into queue. Really? Exiting to character selection? I don't think exiting to character... I think that's the point of the character selection, at least this league for me. Exiting to character selection did not put me back in queue. Exiting to login. Exit to login screen will put you back in queue, but exiting character selection does not put you back in queue. Alright, do I have any wands? Any decent wands that I can use? No. No is the answer. Okay. Alright, I'm level 31. Let's go level in the Dried Lake. Shout out to anybody in chat that remembers leveling in Dried Lake. It felt like such a great experience. Every time you were playing through the difficulties, like you'd get to Dried Lake and then you'd look for different parties that were leveling. That was a different time in the life cycle of POE. A different meta, as it were. What are these guys doing? They're doing damage to me. Stop shooting me with puncture. Jeez. That's rude. Look at this freezing pulse. It does no damage. I'm gonna go buy a wand. Chat, should we go buy 2 Poet's Pens? Is that what we should do? I have like 200 chaos on me. Should we go do that? Should we go do that? I got 200 chaos on me. Should we just go buy 2 Poet's Pens? Poet's Pens are so good. I'm gonna feel so bad when I go out and I spend 200 chaos and I just lose my guy. I'm just gonna die instantly. Oh man. Where was my trade search? Here is my trade search. Poet's Pens. One of them is up for 95 right now, another one at 100. So you can get 2 Poet's Pens. Look at what this is in regular. What is it in regular, Blight? Actually, still pretty much the same expense. I don't feel so bad. Yeah, I don't feel so bad. What do we think, chat? I'll leave it up to you guys. Should we just go get some Poet's Pens, start using Volatile Dead right now? I'm kind of feeling that. I feel like Azaro is such a joke of a fight with Poet's Pens. Okay, that sold me on it. Azaro is so much of a joke. Like, leveling and getting your ascendancies and everything done when you have Poet's Pens, it's a joke. It's a joke. I'm saying all this and now I'm going to go in and die, right? But it's a joke. Because while he's, like, ascending through his elevator, you can just straight up kill him. So we're going to do this. Who was it that I'm... GFC passing through SC. There we go. We're going to go get some Poet's Pens. We'll get some Volatile Dead going. I'm sick of this freezing pulse junk. There we go. Look at that. We could trade this Poet's Pen in for a chromatic. Should we do that? That'd be a highlight, right? Alright, who's our next guy? This is our next guy? Alright, here we go. Let's go get our Poet's Pens. I want your Poet's Pen, sir. You need to hand over your Poet's Pen. This is the Department of Poet's Pens, and we are repossessing your Poet's Pen. Don't tell me this guy's not here. No! You better be here. M-Oak J. You there, mate? If he's not there, that's okay. Let's leave this group so we don't accidentally try to enter their maps and make them paranoid. Could always just use the life sprig to level with, plus costs nothing. Oh, that's a good point, William, but... Ramanta says, wouldn't Vol Arc be faster to rush through content at this level? Probably. It would probably be faster. There's lots of things that would probably be faster. Oh my goodness, look at my chest piece. Oh, armor 27, energy shield 8. I'm level 31, dang it. I should have something good. I'd treat yourself. I should treat myself to something good, right? I hit level 90 on my Jugg, so even if I throw all this chaos away, I can always go back and just go level some more, get some more currency. I've got all these dumb stash tabs, too, that I need to go sort through. Sheesh. Hall of Fame items. Yeah, this item carried me for a long time on my first character. This was Acts 4 through 9. The Wrath Guardian. What a terrible item. Oh, there's an Onslaught Flask. That's nice. But I think I do have a chess piece somewhere. No, I don't. Okay. Let's go get a chess piece. Should we get a tabula? No, because we're just doing frenzy. We'll just do frenzy on this. Right? So let's make this smaller so we can see if we get messaged or invited to that party. I think some of the fastest leveling that I actually ever did was have been melee characters. Yeah, Consecrated Path, I think. Is it called Consecrated Path? Is that what it's called? I think. It's where you slam the ground and you basically teleport around to enemies. It's like AoE Flicker Strike, and it dropped Consecrated Ground. That was right when they did a Consecrated Ground rework. It was really nice because you could leech with it, dealing damage. I believe I played a Chieftain. Maybe not a Chieftain. No, I think I did that as a Chieftain. Alright, so now we got 2 Poet's Pens. So now we can set up our Volatile Dead setup, which then means we can actually start speccing into fire damage. So that's kind of nice. Alright, I also haven't played this since, like, when did I play this? I think it's been a year. I think it's been a year since I've played a Poet's Pen setup. Okay, so Delve was when I definitely did a Poet's Pen setup. That was Poet's Pen, Endigan, Xerfes. And then 3.5 was me trying and failing miserably with Impale. And then doing Blight. Not doing Blight, doing Brands. Brands was 3.5 for me. Did Armageddon Brand as well as Storm Brand. 3.6. I think the most of my time in 3.6 was Magic Find on either Pathfinder or Deadeye. I did some other stuff as well, but I think that was 3.6. Oh no, 3.6 was Synthesis. 3.6 was when I was on my Righteous Fire Juggernaut and my Spark Inquisitor. That's right. Blackguard Archmages cast Arc and have crazy clear. My favorite specters so far. I'm also really enjoying Guardian Summoner. Oh, Guardian Summoner. That sounds fun. Sounds pretty exciting. Alright, so let's get these up to par. 28 quality on Poet's Pen. How did that happen? That's kind of funny. Yeah, that's just funny. 28 quality. He used a 28 quality on Poet's Pen. Okay, so our setup for this, I want to say, is Volatile Dead, Cremation, something. Well, the other question is, do I actually want to include my body swap on this? Because I think that's kind of the riskiest part about playing with Poet's Pen, is just how deadly. Like, you can just accidentally kill yourself if you're body swapping to the corpses that you create with either Cremation or Desecrate. So I don't think I want to do that. Let's put this on character swaps for other people that are going to level. So I think it's triple blues and then blue, blue, green. So I think this is right. I think I've got this set up right. Alright, I think it's... Where's my Poet's Pen Volatile Dead setup? I forget, where is it? Here it is. Where is your setup? Unearth, GMP, Combustion, Alley Focus, Conk Effect, Volatile Dead. Okay, so it is green, blue, blue, green, green, blue. Okay. So let's make this one double greens. Can you go double green for me? If not, I'll just use my crafting bench. Let's see here. If we can get it to hit double green. It's hit double red twice. Double green? Single green. Wow, that's an interesting set of colors. Double red plus a green. Hey, there we go. Double green plus a blue. Alright, so now let's go grab our gems that we need. So we want GMP, Unearth, Combustion. Yep, yep, yep. Man, this build is ridiculous. Combs and Combs. Combs Heart, Combs Way, Combs Path. Combs everything. Just the combs build. Just become comb. This build is become comb. Okay, unearth. That's my dash skill. Where's GMP? GMP, greater. And then what was the other one? Was it combustion? Yeah, more fire damage. Yeah, but combustion's a relatively high level support, isn't it? Combustion is... Oh no, my goodness, that's relatively early. I was way off on that. Okay, then we want Volatile Dead, which I believe we already have in the stash. Then Conk Effect and LA Focus. Okay, so I think we've got both of those over in the stash already in our character swaps. Yes, we do. Alright, so this is good. This is set up. ZRZ says you don't want to go to body swap on hardcore on which, yeah, if I remember correctly from Delve, like the times when I died during Delve League on my Pathfinder Poet's Pen Xerxes build was when I was body swapping accidentally into death. That's when I died. Yeah, we'll just rip right then and there. Okay, I need to take this out of my shop because I'm not going to sell it. There we go. Go away. I'm not going to sell it. I wouldn't go body swap in hardcore. It's so hard to control, says Blasting. Yeah, Blasting, you're right. Hey, what's up, Lewis? What is up? How do you say iron? Like when it looks like you're putting the emphasis on N there. Iron. No, that would be putting the... I just put the emphasis on R. Anyway, what does that sound like in your head when you put the emphasis on N? Oh, what am I doing here? I'm on the wrong character. I'm so used to getting onto this character. Alright, here we go. This would be getting my third character in hardcore to maps. Man, that would really be going overboard for me. I can't use GMP until 35, or 38. Okay, we'll get to 38 relatively quickly using this setup. Alright, where's Volatile Dead? Desecrate. Do I already have it? Yeah, here it is. Okay, Volatile Dead. And then, not Spell Cascade. There's Conk Effect. And then where is... LA Focus was over here? Yep, LA Focus. Whoops, whoops. And I believe the setup is... Oh, you want green on top? I don't think it matters, actually, because it's not the multiple spells. Yeah, it's the multiple triggerable spells that matter. Okay, now we need... What else do we need? We need Frenzy. That's right, and we can do that in our 4-link helm, so we don't need to care too much about our chest piece. But our chest piece is slightly worrying because it's just a white base. So let's craft ourselves a little chest piece here. Let's throw an essence on something. We've got plenty of essences. Let's continue to practice good discipline for practicing for SSF. Okay, this is for level 45 and below. This gives us at least guaranteed rolled life. Guaranteed rolled life and nothing else. Okay, well, that's something, right? Alright, do I want Zealotry or Herald of Thunder in here? I think it's Herald of Ash that I actually want, now that I'm actually swapping over to Poet's Pen. So let's go get that going. Right, am I missing something here? Where's your gem breakdown? Frenzy, yep, and attack speed. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I remember why I didn't recommend this build guide to anybody else, because he oftentimes doesn't explicitly say, hey, you should get this, or hey, you shouldn't get that. Sometimes he'll just be like, yeah, that, like this sentence. Auras. Only get the auras you have the matching Watcher's Eye for. Okay. Thanks. That's good advice. What do I get if I don't have the Watcher's Eye yet and I'm building towards that, right? 3,000 to armor. Yeah, let's do that. Let's craft onto this puppy. What can we get on here? Ooh, cast speed. Elemental resistances on an armor flask? I'll take it. Where my character swaps page? Here we go. Alright, so here's GMP. Ooh, controlled destruction. I think I've got... It's controlled destruction or conk effect, I think. I thought? Maybe it's not. Alright, we also need Frenzy. I don't think I can buy Frenzy on this character. Louis says, what? What did you say, Louis? Louis says, I'm taking a break. I hate what they did to Blight. Now all I get are the stupid goatmen jumping or some crackhead zombies that run 1,000 miles per second. Oh, that's funny. Philip, no, I did not die on your Jugg. My Jugg is healthy and happy. He made it to level 90 yesterday, so we are very, very happy with that. And I just logged onto the same character. Oh, my goodness. We're very happy with that. We're happy with where he's at on level 90. I'll continue to push him later on this week, but for right now, I wanted to play something different. I've been shield charging and spamming Enduring Cry all week to push to 90, so wanted to get a different flavor going today. I actually put it up on a poll, so thanks to everybody. If anybody's in chat and you voted on the poll, let me know what you voted for. Alright, let's go grab Frenzy. Flicker, Poachers, Blood, Frenzy. Here we go. Okay, attack speed. Attack speed, there we go. Faster attacks. And there's something else, right? Isn't there another for Frenzy? I thought it was a 4-link in Frenzy. What does he use? Frenzy, faster attacks, summon Phantasm, and minion speed support? Are you kidding me? Yeah, it really is just those two. Okay. Now, I thought there was something else. Oh, that's funny. Supported skills gain 10% of physical damage. Yeah, I guess I could do that. But that's funny. Ooh, I could get the elusive trait. But it only works with skills used by claws and daggers. That's a bummer. Yeah. Isn't it GMP? I think it's GMP that you also use with Frenzy to make sure that you hit. But I could be misremembering that. Where's LMP? Do we have LMP on here? Yeah, that only requires level 8. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do a 3-link on our character swap. There we go. Striker Eve says, hello, my cousin and I are just starting this league. He is an Arc Trapper and I'm going Spectre Summoner. Hey! Welcome, Striker Eve. Cody says, it's no longer Talk Like a Pirate Day, Iron. Yeah! Yar, matey! I should have streamed live, right? I should have done a live stream at work for Talk Like a Pirate Day. Yar. Hopefully you had a good day. Alright, here we go. Here's these 3 LMP friends. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna go fight I'm gonna go fight General What's-His-Name in the Arid Lake, and I'm gonna die right away. I'm gonna have done all this setup. I just spent 195 I've already spent like more chaos on this character than on my Jugg Summoner, and this character's level 31. And I'm gonna die in Dried Lake. Oh, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, let's make sure we've got Frenzy set up. Let's get Frenzy on here. Here's Frenzy. Do I have Blink? Yeah, Frost Blink is set up. Okay, let's get a Flame Dash set up, and let's get rid of the SRS and the Ray Zombie. Let's just do that. I could Zombie Meat Shield, actually. I could Zombie Meat Shield. That would be potentially not bad. Alright, we'll Flame Dash, and then we'll Faster Casting, and then we will also Blink. Where's my Blink? Frost Blink. And then we will Faster Casting. My gloves are terrible. Yeah, they are. I need to get some gloves that actually give me some fire onto spells, I believe. That would be good. Alright, let's go see if we can't take down not General Gravisius. Desheret's Banner, right? Who is this? General Vol, right? Yeah, Vol. That's his name. Blasting says, do you want the POB for my Poet's Pen Vault of Dead build I'm playing? It's not very tanky, but the damage is fantastic. I'm probably going to go more tanky, actually. You can look at my... Why am I doing this while I'm not in town? Let's look at the passive tree while I'm not in town after... Isn't that the way it goes? I've made my way all the way down here for life, so that's what I'm going to end up doing. The end game required uniques on this thing don't require a chess piece, which means, hey, you can use a combs, which is really nice for hardcore. But this is what I'm looking at right now. Mostly a defensive setup. But yeah, Blasting, feel free to PM that to me on Discord. Striker Eve says, could you recommend a budget build for a couple of first-timers? I would. My budget build is actually up. Where is my budget build? Where did it go? I can pull this up here. The strength stacking Berserker. Strength stacking Juggernaut, not Berserker. At Striker. That's one I've put together for this league. That's doesn't mean you have to use it, but that's one that I'm using right now, and that's the build guide that I've actually been updating and working on this week. Okay, this is too much mana reserved because we don't need Zealotry anymore. There we go. All right, Frenzy. Oh, Frenzy and Pierce, right? Is it Pierce? I think that's what it is. It's Frenzy and Pierce. That's what I'm thinking of. Whoa! Look at that damage. I wasn't lying, right? It's gonna. This is where it's gonna happen. It's Dried Lake. I'm gonna die in the Dried Lake. See, my spells aren't actually getting casted to where the unearth is happening, and I'm only using LMP right now. I'm not level 38, so I can't GMP for the number of corpses that are coming out right now, which is some semi-problematic. Whew! That damage, though. This build really does like rage mana. It's one of the great builds for Indigans. I love running Indigans on Poet's Pen mana raging builds. You 6-link a Frenzy and you just spam all of your mana away. It's really great. Alright, where's my next level? I've got my next level. So I need to level that up. Worst part about Poet's Pen builds is that you can't shield charge for Fortify. It's the worst part in hardcore. Alright, let's go get this. Right? Yes. Whoop! Am I gonna die? Is this it? Is this the moment? I haven't played Poet's Pen in a year and it is showing. Oh man. I'm so out of practice. No, I took it down, Burnham Sparky. I took that listing down. That is no longer an active listing, sir. You have old information. I need to get my attack speed up. That's the other thing that I have to do with Poet's Pen. Definitely need to get my attack speed rate up. But I think because of corpses and necromancer and all that great stuff, I think all of that is gonna get fixed once I ascend. I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the way how things work now with corpses. Once I go ascend and get a couple of points in my ascendancy, it will make a significant difference. Oh goodness, Vol, leave me alone. Are you gonna slam? Nope. You know, cremation actually was another really good bossing skill for Poet's Pen builds. Cremation was actually the primary skill that I used for bossing when bosses were just standing still. It's really nice. You're gonna resurrect some bodies for me, huh? Why, thank you, good sir. I do like just having frenzy charges all the time, since frenzy charges are such a massive damage boost. And it's damage across the board. It's not like, oh, here's conditional damage for attacks or conditional damage for spells. Like, it's just across the board. Weapon switch Vigilant Strike with the Vigil works as long as you get the Strength Jewel. Oh, that's smart. That's a smart workaround, Zed. That is a brilliant workaround, if I may compliment you, sir. Am I going to kill him? No, he's going to hit me. There's something that's so magical about the sound of Volatile Dead once you get into the groove of it, and there's just a gazillion flaming balls of death flying around a zone. It almost becomes more homing than SRS. Like with the number of projectiles that begin flying about the screen. At your command. That, no, technically they're not minions, but they definitely have that like undead horde style of a feel to it. Let's see if we can't take down Horror Knock. I think probably all of my armor on my character is coming from this Basalt Flask. That's pretty funny. Yeah, we're going to need a few more levels into a couple of gems in order to really get this going. Level 38 is when GMP becomes available. So we're 6 levels away from that. Maybe I should have waited on the expenditure until I could have done GMP. But level 38 is when I can use Castwell channeling anyway. Right? Which is the other way to really level this build. And I was just impatient today. You know? Sometimes you're just like, no. I have currency and I want to spend it now. I want to spend it now on the build I want to play now. Not save currency and level with a build that I don't want to level with right now. It's a little bit of a hassle, but you get used to it while you're doing it. Oh, that must be for the Dominating Blow Vigilant Strike. Not Vigilant Strike, but Vigilant Strike Jewel setup for Fortify. Why did I say Dominating Blow? I don't know. Blasting said the attack speed you get off the corpse packs is completely insane. It's pretty easy to get 156 corpses consumed every 4 seconds. There you go. That's what we're going to aim to do. Yeah, you don't always need it if you're doing easy content. That's a great point. It really is a great point. The only time that Fortify matters is if you're getting hit. Right? If you're not getting hit, then you don't need the Fortify effect, so it's just wasted efficiency. Speaking of wasted efficiency, there we go. Oh, this guy. This guy's obnoxious. Nightwayne, where'd you go, buddy? This guy and all of his various clone brothers is obnoxious. But he's decent XP. So there you go. That's actually a good question. So I'm going to throw that out to you guys in chat. How many of you, this is just a quick informal poll, maybe I'll throw this out actually on Monday. How many of you, raise your hand, say hello in chat, if you like to level with your build, if it is a determining factor for you that you need to be able to level with the same build and the same skills that you will eventually play in the end game. So for instance, if you're going to be end game playing a Poet's Pen build, do you need to be able to level with it? If you're going to be playing a Summoner build, do you feel like you need to level with it? Or is it not a determining factor for you? Or you're like, yeah, I can go through the, you know, whatever content of the game and just deal with it until I, you know, ultimately, eventually get to the spot when I can swap over to my end game. Because I feel like that's, for me, it can go either way. There are definitely times where I'm like, okay, I'm eventually going to have to swap over to some things, but then there have also been times where it's like, no, I just want to play this particular skill or this particular setup, and I don't want to try something else right now. I'm also going to get a golem here at level 38, aren't I? Yeah, that'll be nice. So I'll probably go lightning golem, as terrible as that'll be for hardcore. Maybe I should go stone golem. Like, we're just doing everything else like it's softcore. Why not do everything like it's softcore, right? Spooky. Very spooky. I think I am going to go MOM on this build. I'm going to be right next to it on the tree. I already am right next to it, actually. Yeah, I've got Herald of Ash, but the reason why you go MOM is because of the mana flasks that you can now get that don't stop their mana charge after you're at full. So you can just keep stacking your mana recharge, and it's really, really nice because for MOM you just constantly have this additional, you know, 30% of damage that's going to go onto your MOM is constantly getting regen, so that's really, really nice. Go get them, Volatile Dead. Chase them down, buddies. Home in on those bad boys. I think I need to actually go all the way up at the top of the tree to get that fire damage. I think that's eventually where I'll need to go. Ghostface says, I'm okay with the variation of my endgame build, but I do want to get there as close as I can. Gentgez says, I prefer to level with my skill. Philip says, I heavily prefer it. Stryker says, I'd prefer having the option. Old Man Ray says it would be preferred. Kieran says, I need to level with it or else my muscle memory and mechanics will feel all wonky. Yes, that is a totally valid point. That's one of the reasons why I actually will play a character like this. When I'm not in the mood to play a specific character, I will play a character like this, a low-level character, just progress through the story when playing hardcore, rather than just being like, hey, my high-level guy is level 90 and he can make more currency, therefore I need to be on that guy. Like, ultimately, I'm not playing POE as a job. Like, I want to have fun while I'm playing it. So if I feel like I'm in any way compulsed into playing a specific build, it's like, nah, I'm not going to... I don't feel the need to go do that right now. Don't want it to feel like a chore to have to play a game. MMOs have a pretty good stranglehold on that feeling. I'd rather not have that feeling in my gameplay. So mechanics are definitely a thing. I've even noticed that, like, playing different summoners this league. I've played 3 different summoners now. I was summoning with this guy, not truly as a summoner, really. Only until about level 20 was I really relying on SRS and zombies. But obviously my strength stacking Juggernaut, he's up to level 90. He's primarily a summoner relying on specters and zombies. And then I did play a Necromancer up to level 76 before they ripped, as primarily a summoner relying on specters and zombies as well. And swapping off of that, like, I even noticed from character to character, like, I had to have my mobility skills on the same setup. Like, I had to know if I was going to shield charge on a character or if I was going to flame dash. Like, it's just, it really is a very, very different feeling depending on your mechanical setup of your keyboard, of your movement abilities, of your skills, of your DPS. It can just be downright dangerous if you're used to having your movement skill on one particular configuration and then you've got it on another and you're panic smashing your flask and reaching for your, let's say your Q in order to jump around, and you forgot, oh yeah, you put your movement ability on R for this build. Like, little tiny mechanical mistakes like that, they can cost you in hardcore. And I'm already a terrible mechanical player, so I don't need to be making any extra mistakes. Zed says, I usually just cheese it with the earliest, strongest leveling option, e.g. all Scourge Arrow characters. I use Toxic Rain for leveling. That's a good point. You just go with whatever is the relatively close in maybe skill family, if you can call it a skill family, like whatever's close to it in terms of its skill usage. That makes sense. Alright, I'm level 33 in a level 35 zone. I'm just asking to die, aren't I? Blasting says, I almost never level with the build I plan on playing in the endgame. I prefer using a build I'm comfortable on, so I don't need to learn the skill as I level. That's interesting. It's a good perspective. William says, I leveled with exploding skellies once I got minion instability, switched around level 35 to 40. That's cool. How did that go? Minion instability on skellies. I would think it would be easier to level minion instability on zombies, but I guess it's tougher to detonate them, right? Skellies, you just keep summoning them and eventually they die because you've got too many summoned. So they explode. Where zombies, because they have so much HP, it's probably hard to actually get them to die unless you've got a couple of uniques to set them up that way. Minion instability, I don't think triggers off of corpse explosions from, like, Akuna's Will. I don't think you can just be like, hey, volatile dead, corpse explosion. Because I think it's being reduced to low life that triggers minion instability. I could be wrong on that, though. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. I'm sure you guys in chat will be kind enough to point that out. Yeah, I think leveling... I'm trying to think back through the various characters that I've played and leveled, whether it's hardcore or softcore. I think in hardcore, I probably prefer... Oh, goodness. He's throwing out 3 at a time. That's why that hurts. I think probably in hardcore, I prefer just to level with something that's safe, that I know is safe. As silly as that might sound. And as I'm playing something that's, a Poet's Pen build. A 200... Like, I didn't want to spend currency on a tabula because that was too expensive. So I went out and I bought 2 Poet's Pens. Explain that logic, right? Guess I had currency burning in my stash tab. Hey, you guys aren't supposed to be here. There you go. You guys are supposed to be dead. Has anybody ever used the pocketed behemoths, the guys that throw skeletons as specters? I've done that a couple of times throughout my summoning. I used to do that a lot back towards like Essence League. They're pretty hilarious, just chucking bodies around. I mean, there's like 0 consistency with the skill, but it's pretty funny to observe. Hey, stop hurting me, okay? Jeez. My goodness, buddy. These rings could actually be useful to me. We're gonna pick them up. Leveling rings, maybe life, resistances. I'd be down. What are my resistances at right now? They're not capped. The answer is they're not capped, which means that's scary. Alright, we can come over and grab Light of Divinity, which is increased spell damage, increased cast speed, increased critical strike chance. Alright, so let's grab that. And then we're eventually, maybe we'll make our way up here for fire. Breath of Flames and Heart of Flame. I want to say it's Heart of Flame is what I'm actually going to go for. I need to ascend. That's what I need to do. I need to go ascend. Old Man Ray said, you should try Templar Guardian with Righteous Fire. Oh, I do. I generally do Juggernaut Righteous Fire, but that sounds interesting. And Volatile Skeletons and SRS. I call it the Ghost Rider build. Total meme build, but fun. William Kelly says, I'm using Arendel's Embrace and Maligro's Lens for my endgame setup. They only live for about 1 second or maybe 2 seconds. Was able to equip both around the time of the switch. That's cool. That makes sense. That's pretty exciting.
I'm watching you.
Can we get a shout out in chat? What Ascendancy you guys are playing? Hopefully you enjoyed the meta discussion on Friday. But love to hear from everybody what what builds people are playing. Okay, those rings were massive upgrades. Yeah, 1400 life now, and almost capped across the board resistances. Massive upgrade. I no longer need a minion noose, a minion amulet, so we can get rid of that amulet. Let's throw these in our 5C container, but let's grab some scrolls of identification. That's bad. That's okay. Let's just throw that in our dump tab. Alright, let's go to character swaps. Throw these in. This is a decent 5 link. Requires level 45. It's a lot of reds. Unfortunately, I'm never going to use that in a number of reds. Why is this in here? Hey guys, item level 5. Get rid of it. Go away. Shoo. Alright. Kenshin! Hey, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Hi, Iron in chat, and I hope it's being a safe leveling. Yeah, so far, so good. So far, we haven't ripped on this particular guy, which is good, because I went out and bought some Poet's Pens. So, you know, let's hope I don't rip over here. Alright, what kind of essences would we want to use for an amulet? This is too fun to just sit around and watch and look. If we put this on an amulet, I could go Elemental Overload, right? I'm not going to be far from it. Yeah, I think I'll go Elemental Overload. That's only a few points away. That's a bunch of damage. I also could go Elemental Equilibrium, which if I hit them with Frenzy and I do lightning damage with that, then that would set up a spot where they're weak to fire. Okay, let's look here for an amulet. Increased max energy shield. Other jewelry. Increased cold damage. Regenerate life. These are all bad options. These are just bad options. Cold damage to attacks. Lightning damage. Evasion rating. Where's the fire damage, guys? Where's that one? Adds light. Other jewelry. Increased fire damage. Okay, let's grab... Well, should we grab that or should we grab the life? Let's do this on a piece of jewelry.
Yes.
Oh, what am I thinking?
I fear that.
Petrus and Vandra are jewelry in this town. 23 int? That's not great. 21 dex. I think I'm going to need dex because I've got a lot of green gems. So let's just grab the dex. See what we get. 18 to fire. Okay. Well, it's damage. 18% increased fire damage, 9 to life, some int and some dex. Okay, sure. We'll take it. Michael Strofolino says, how much are poets on hardcore? They're actually similar to softcore. They're 95 to 100. I paid 95C for one of them and 105C for the other. Chain Chin says 1.2x according to POE Ninja. Why didn't you search for fire? Oh, you're right. I do have that handy dandy search function. You're right. I should have used the search function. All right, let's make our way up to elemental overload. Because why not? Why not, right? Let's come grab EE. Does Wayun give me anything now? Or is it after I kill Colm and Duresso? Yeah, it's after. Oh, no, I get one. Okay. Let's get... Man, it's really tempting to go get the lightning golem. Oh, 33 flat life regen per second is a lot, though. We're gonna do stone golem. We're gonna do stone golem. It's hardcore, so I want the life regen. I could have gone chaos for additional physical. That's probably what I should have done. I've only got 14% physical reduction. Oh my gosh! Okay. Should we go ascend? Yeah, we're level 34. What do you think, chat? Should we go ascend? I think it's level 35 is the first ascendancy. Let's go rip this character. Got 1400 life. Let's go die to Azaro a couple times. I could wait until I'm 38. I could wait until I'm 38 and then I can use GMP with Unearth. Oh, that's why. It's because I'm not even using LMP in here. That's why. Okay, no, we're going to go get an LMP. That's why there are so few corpses for my volatile dead. Oh. Let's go grab an LMP until we can use GMP. Alright, that's at least 2 additional projectiles. There we go. Whew! I was about to go fight Azaro without my single greatest strength. Just the stupid amount of projectiles that I get to use. Why are Poet's Pens spiking? In hardcore, the reason why they're spiking is just because people are always dying, right? So people die with Poet's Pens on them and they want more Poet's Pens. That would be my guess. Alright, let's get our Stone Golem out. I don't have MOM yet. I don't have Elemental Equilibrium. I'm only 1 level above the zone. It's probably a really dumb idea. And I'm almost out of coffee. Maybe that's the reason why I'm making dumb ideas. Whew! We'll find out. We'll find out if this is a totally dumb idea. I also don't have any guard skills right now. But look at that. Now at least we're getting 3 Volatile Dead up every single time. So, every time Volatile Dead is getting cast, there's at least, what is that, 2 or 3? Is it 3 now? I wish it would show, like minions, you know? Like, hey, this is the number of Volatile Dead you have out right now. It'd be kind of cool, just to keep track of. I guess you can just calculate the numbers, right, by calculating exactly how many corpses you're consuming, but it's also nice to have just a heads-up indicator. We'll see how long I level with this. You know, if this guy doesn't die, then we'll probably stick with the Poet's Pens. I might actually just turn around and resell them. Like, if the cast when damage taken setups work and they're decent, I might just straight up sell these Poet's Pens. We'll see. Just kite, right? Yeah, just kite. No, you're... You are exactly right. Just kite better. Just get better. Alright, so for Izaro, we're just going to spam as much of this as we can. Go get him. Whew. I don't like having him not on the screen. That is a bad thing. I'm doing no damage to him. This is bad. Now he's got a bunch of guys up, so my volatile dead will be stupid. This is bad. Why is this so bad? No! I'm gonna die to Izaro here. I just need to go back to town. Let's go get level 38. Let's go do that. Let's go get level 38. This is terrible. Let's go get elemental equilibrium and elemental overload. Let's go do that. There we go. Let's go level up in the dried lake some more. My goodness. Yeah, he's absorbing all of my damage. Yeah, that was bad. That was just utterly bad. So mad, so sad, so bad. Some guy says, Necro, of course. It is fun to do whatever is meta, but I agree that the bottleneck of ascendancies is concerning. Yeah, is everybody else playing Necro right now? Is that what everybody's playing? I wonder how much of our community is just straight up playing Necro. Which maybe I'll never get to play Necro on this character. Maybe I won't survive to actually pass the trial of ascendancy, right? Yikes! Speaking of not surviving, what's my fire resistance at? Is this a unique guy? No, he's just rare. Yikes. He's doing some damage to me. Fire's capped. I'm capped resistances now. Okay. Well, no excuses, right? Yeah, I think once I actually ascend and get that corpse packed attack speed, that's going to be a big DPS increase. Because I think I'll cap out, or get near the cap at least, on Poet's Pens for the attack speed needed. You know, Comb might just absolutely laugh at my damage. Maybe I need 3 levels here to go get elemental equilibrium. Maybe I respec some of my other nodes to go get it. Because I'm almost positive that I'm critting here. I can just throw on a silver flask and make sure that I'm critting in order to activate that 40% more damage. Because that is nothing to sneeze at. Especially early on. Anything that's that big of a multiplier, that's a lot of damage. When the game doesn't have, you know, hundreds of thousands of HP that it's trying to throw at you. Having just some good solid boosts to your DPS. The quality of life is through the roof. I mean, as I'm asking all of you about the ascendancies that you guys are playing, I mean, I've even played a Necro this league. I didn't league start with it, but I've played one. So, even people who aren't necessarily playing it all the time or use it as their league starter, I think pretty much everybody's at least giving Necro a shot at some point or other. Because why not, right? One of the things that was interesting about yesterday's discussion video on the meta was just the number of folks that commented, and maybe some of you are in chat, so maybe some of you can enlighten me here some more. The number of folks who commented and said, you know what, I don't think this matters. I don't think this is a problem. Like, having a game where people just play a single ascendancy or two, not a problem. It's not a problem for game balance, it's not a problem for competitiveness, because the game's not really that competitive. Like, it's not, you know, it's not a MOBA where you're gaining a competitive advantage by choosing one thing or the other, by having something purchased or unlocked as a character over other characters. So it's kind of interesting just to hear the number of people that were like, yeah, this really isn't a problem. I thought that was interesting. Because generally speaking, I guess this is not just me representing my opinion. I would say though that much of the community over the last several years since I've started playing POE has been of the opinion that, hey, balance means a wide variety of builds that are all viable and popular. Whereas yesterday it seemed like the discussion was kind of like, hey, popularity of stuff doesn't matter. Viability of stuff is what matters, and pretty much everything is viable at this point, right? You can go kill Shaper with your default attack if you get enough if you get enough flat damage, right? So lots of builds that are option. There are lots of options for builds that can clear the whole game, which I think is true. I think that's true. I think there are a lot of builds. I'm just not quite sure that I'm willing to acquiesce that that popularity isn't something that should be something that we as consumers are at least aware of and somewhat concerned about. Because I think it can mean that there's a staleness that can come to the game that makes it no longer enjoyable. Obviously, if the game is still enjoyable, then we all just enjoy it, and there's nothing to complain about, which is good. Like, complaining is not always a good thing. If the game you're playing has a bunch of things you want to complain about, then maybe it shouldn't be a game you're playing, right? Thus sums up my League of Legends life. If a game's got a bunch of complaints on it, maybe it's not a game you should be playing. Rest in peace, my League of Legends playing days. I occasionally boot it up every once in a while, but for the most part, not nearly as much as I used to. Hey, don't you hurt me. Damage is not welcome. You are not welcome here, sir. I'll blow up some corpses on you. I see a lot of you are actually chatting on this topic. I'm going to get to some of your notes here when I get to the next loading screen. And I guess when I see massive trends, and by massive I mean like over 40% of the player base, like 40% of the player base during Legacy League was playing Winter Orb, right? Winter Orb just was the thing, and a lot of people complained. A lot of people complained about Winter Orb. Like, a lot of people said, hey, we don't want to play Winter Orb. Stop making us play Winter Orb. Winter Orb feels like it's the only thing that's good, or it's the best thing, and we're losing out if we're not playing Winter Orb. So, while on the one hand I'm somewhat sympathetic to the, hey, it's not a competitive game, nobody's losing anything, all these different builds are viable, I agree. I like to play lots of off-meta stuff. That being said, when people start to feel like it kind of goes back to that discussion point that we had earlier. When people feel like they need to play a certain build, then it brings staleness to the game. It brings stalemate to the development team, and it just hurts the whole community across the board. Okay, what are some of these comments that we got here? Michael said, I League started Pathfinder, loving Toxic Rain. Gravity Law Gaming says, I was, but I got bored. Totems is not so good this league, so doing a few tests on Shadows. Louis says, I'm trying to level a Poison Frenzy Deadeye. That's interesting. Michael Strofolino says, I'm a one-character kind of person. William Kelly says, I League started Elemental. Nice. Elemental hit. Chin Chin says, it's more about taste or feeling comfortable with the build. Michael says, kill Shaper with Riposte. Yeah, actually, somebody I think did that. Michael says, League only exists for me because of TFT. Yeah, that's pretty much us on the Discord right now. We don't have a League of Legends channel, but we do have a Teamfight Tactics channel for Dota Auto Chess and for Teamfight Tactics. That's kind of funny. Alright, so I am 1 point away from Elemental Overload. I think I'm just going to get rid of Deep Wisdom, because I don't need it right now, and go grab Elemental Overload. And let's see what that feels like. Let's see what that feels like in Combe Stronghold. Okay, how's my helm? My helm is good. This is crap. This is crap. This needs life on it. At least these have life on it. Yeah. I could probably do away with the belt. Maybe. We'll see here. I don't have any crit chance, right? I have like 0 crit chance. I did not grab a silver flask. I should have, but there we go. Elemental Overload is activated. So we'll see how much we can keep that up. I'm not sure. I believe that'll also trigger off of Volatile Dead. It's not just off of my attacks. So sometimes you'll get Elemental Overload simply because you've got so many different Volatile Dead out there floating around that one of them is bound to crit. But I think they just crit off the explosion. I don't think the balls can crit. I think it's the explosion when they're summoned. So there's got to be something standing where you're attacking when you summon the balls for them to crit. That time I didn't get it to Brock, that pack. But I would assume for bosses it'll be a little bit more consistent. There we go, we got it to Brock a couple times there. Yeah, we're getting it to Brock. That was a good use of points there, I think. It's a lot more damage. It's all of a sudden clearing a lot faster. What a shock. Like 40% damage multiplier would be a good thing, right? Who would have thunk? Hey now, damage is not welcome. Your damage is not welcome around here, Terror Scar. So is it next weekend or the weekend? Yeah, next weekend. There will probably be some extended streaming because Mrs. D and the kids will be out of town for a while, so I'll probably just take some extra time to stream and play some POE. So I'd like to get a character that I really want to sink some time and get to level 90 on. I'd like to get a character or 2 maps so that way I can do that when they're gone. I think that would be fun. Alright, where's this point going? Let's get some more life. Let's get as many balls as we can get going here. Let's see before they disappear. Yeah, they're starting to disappear. The thing that I've noticed that's really deadly about Comb is, most recently, is actually not Comb, but it's all of these other effects. Like, if you cannot deal with all of these other effects on your screen, like, that's what gets you. Or at least me. It's all of his warriors that he summons, it's all of the SRS that he summons. Like, the actual attacks from Comb, that's easy enough to dodge. William Kelly says, no one is playing anything, it's their choice. No one is making anyone play anything, it's their choice if they want to be in the meta or not. Most all builds are viable now. Damage seems a little better? Yeah, damage seems a lot better. Remember, I couldn't even damage Azaro. And I just tore through Comb, who's got a little bit better just HP scaling just from his level, the level of the encounter. So that's good news. Oh no! This guy's killed me multiple times in hardcore. I kid you not. That guy scares the heck out of me. That dog. Every time I'm leveling in Duresso's area. The chicken, not so much. Ipecker, I don't think I've ever died to Ipecker. But that dog has charged me in the past, and he is spooky. I actually used to have my good friend Beckett carry me through Duresso just until the dog was found. And then once the dog was found, that dog, seriously, he didn't literally give me nightmares. I wouldn't be thinking about him late at night, but he would terrify me. In game, he would absolutely terrify me. I was like, nope, you got to get away from that dog. Yeah, I've lost several characters to that dog when I've tried to fight him alone. So it's like, nope, not worth it. I can get somebody to carry me through that. Dog's too scary. I'm sure you guys have got stories about that, right? We've all got like our act bosses that are kind of like our benchmarks, the bosses that we're all scared of, or the unique monsters that we're all scared of. Maybe for some of you it's the exploding man in the mines. Maybe you didn't know that he was an exploding man. Maybe you just thought, hey, this is a cool death effect. Then he blows up in your face in hardcore and you lose a character and you got to start all over again. Or maybe that's just an experience that I've had. I think not. I think we've probably all got our little banes and nemesis creatures that we're extra sensitive towards or extra aware of. Hyper vigilant. There we go. Alright, let's get a few balls going. Go kill Barkall. There we go. Look at that. He went down easy. That was amazing. He went down right away. That was great. I actually think I need to put Flame Dash on my right trigger rather than Frostblink, because Frostblink becomes a cooldown and then I'm swapping between the two. There we go. There's no reason to have them both up, right? In such a scenario that Frostblink would be off cooldown, but Flame Dash ran out of charges, I guess is the only reason to have them both up. Michael Strofolino, wouldn't that be a clip of XD Iron Dies to Pecker? Leezy says, hey, first time seeing you live. Hi from Singapore. Welcome. Welcome, Lee. Welcome from Singapore. It's so awesome that we've got a worldwide community. We've got folks from the States that hang out. We've got folks from Germany, from Poland, from Russia, from Korea, from Japan, from England, from Singapore. It's really cool to see how many different folks hang out. And it's amazing to think just all over the world, just how many communities there are that form around games like Path of Exile that are global communities because of access of the internet. It's really cool. It's one of the things that I really enjoy about gaming as a hobby, is getting to know people from all over the world. It's really exciting. Some guy says, who did you main when you played League? What was your lane of choice? I played several different characters throughout my time, but I'm sure I'm going to lose dozens of you as subscribers and as viewers when I tell you that Teemo was my go-to during the league that I grinded the most and got the highest rank in League, which at the time I think was Gold 4. That was the highest I've ever been. So again, those of you that are saying, oh, Iron, you said you're a bad mechanical player. How bad can you be? No, I'm a terrible mechanical player, trust me. My clicks per minute are more like clicks per hour. That's how I try to track them. My clicks per minute sound a lot better if I told you what my clicks per hour were and you just thought they were clicks per minute. But I really am a pretty slow, undexterous with my hands sort of person. My words per minute are not that great either. But thankfully I make most of my money talking on the phone rather than typing, so. Hey, that's scary, sir. Oh, the corpse explosion guy probably likes that I'm creating a bunch of corpses for him, doesn't he? He probably did. Is he still alive? No? It's an SRS. It's one of his SRSs. It's weird. Alright, this is a level 38 zone. I'm almost level 38 when I can swap over everything to GMP. That will be very nice. Oh, I'm bleeding. Uh-oh. Hey, now. What kind of sad clip would that be? The stream ends in 5 minutes when I'm just like, oh no, I died. I died because I was bleeding. What an anticlimactic stream. We're going to shut everything down, folks. I died due to bleeding. Oh, that'd be funny. Alright, we could come down here and get Sanctity, which is a lot of armor, and it's regen. We could also, however, where is it? Start working our way up. Yeah, I believe it's through here. It's critical strike chance for spells. To come up and grab Cruel Preparation, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we're actually not going to take this yet. We're just going to grab the Intelligence to come over and grab Cruel Preparation. Alright, let's get the Volatile Dead charged again. And as soon as we've got a good number, we can start fighting Duresso. Wow, did none of the original balls actually survive to actually hit him? That's pathetic. You're pathetic, Duresso. I just want you to know. Oh, I shouldn't be talking crap to the game, right? Oh gosh. You're pathetic, Duresso. Your load animation time is so long that not even stacking Volatile Dead can do anything to you. Alright, kill him once he comes out. Just pop him. There we go. Thank you. My goodness. Alright, let's go turn these into Diala, and eventually we're going to go take on Kitava. Michael says, the Beyond boss that summons fire circles on the ground scares the hell out of me, and I'm a softcore player. Yes. So, it was not the first weekend streaming. I think it was the second weekend streaming. So it wasn't opening weekend. I think it was last weekend. That I had in maps a Beyond boss. The Beyond boss that does like the ice shot that goes all the way around in a circle. I had him spawn twice in the same map. Which that has to be a bug, right? He can't spawn twice in the same map. But he did. And that was terrifying. It was in the same Beyonders map. That was utterly terrifying. I was very thankful that I had a lot of summons around that guy, but my summons were pretty much taken down nigh instantly. Which, when I see summons go down and I'm playing a summoner in hardcore, I'm like, no. Time to back out. Time to back out. Time to back out. Okay, let's update our text here and say that we are in Act 4. Act 4. There we go. Hopefully that'll update in a second. So that way that's accurate to where we are leveling presently. For anybody inquiring. Alright, are we 38? We're 37 still. We're about to be 38. Once we get 38... we can go GMP. I think that'll make a pretty big difference. Going GMP both on Frenzy as well as on as well as on Cremation and Unearth and all that good stuff. I think it was Cremation Unearth is what it used to be for bosses. I really do think that's what it was. I think he swapped it out. Because during Delve League, I actually had 2 Poet's Pen setups, and I just weapon swapped for bosses. Wow. It would help if I actually hit the guys, right? There we go. Why is this doing no damage? Oh, because my Volatile Dead doesn't recognize that there's people there. There's monsters to attack. He does a big charged up attack, doesn't he? Whoa! What was that damage? It was like 700 damage there. What's the deal, game? Watch out for those exploding corpses, my goodness. This is getting real here. I think you're very serious. CZ Myho says, I am playing 5 Golems, 4 Heralds, Static Strike Elementalist, and it is fun. That sounds fun. Static Strike Elementalist with a bunch of Golems. That sounds cool. Sounds like it could be cool. Zed says, Beyond plus Blight is very scary. Yes. I was very lucky that that boss that spawned, that does the big Icicle AoE circle move, I was very, very glad that he did not spawn while I was doing a Blight. I probably just would have quit. I just probably would have quit the map. On my Juggernaut, I think I've only had to quit maybe once. And that was recently. That was last week? Earlier this week? It was doing a safe house. Doing a safe house. I actually logged out because my frames just died. The entirety of my frames just died, and I just stopped moving. Everything on my screen just froze. And it was the instant that the game was trying to process all of the various safe house members from joining the safe house. And when that happened, I was like, okay, I'm not moving, nothing's responding. We're alt F4ing this thing and seeing if we're still alive. Which thankfully we were. But that is a scary, scary proposition when the game no longer responds to your commands. Okay, this guy can summon corpses and blow them up, so be careful around him. Let's upgrade our mana flask, right? I'm not even using my mana flask, but let's upgrade it. This is what human peak efficiency in POE looks like, right here. You're staring at it. Oh man, finding every single dead end in a zone. That's my specialty. Oh goodness. Am I gonna die? That was kind of spooky. That ground. That degen. I think that's a physical degen that they cast. Which I have like next to no physical reduction. I gotta figure out how to actually get physical reduction on this build. Because I think I can get some physical reduction from my ascendancy, but not much. Because I don't have a bunch of minions that are summoned around me. Speaking of minions, I've got a golem, and that's pretty much it. So I guess if I went zombies and went meat shield, like I could at least get the from bone armor, not from the bone armor active, but just the 10% passive physical resistance. Alright, Piety. Let's see here. We didn't instantly phase her. I have actually died before because I went to Leap Slam in order to avoid her Tornado Twirl. And her Tornado Twirl, I just jumped straight into it. That felt really bad. I was standing in like this position, and I went to get over here, and I just whoop, straight lined through it, and ended up in like actually in her Tornado Twirl. That was bad. It was an instant death. Whew. Not this league. That was several leagues ago. Zed says using Aspect of the Crab on my Necro. Aspect of the Crab? I gotta go look up. I forget. What does Aspect of the Crab do? This is the more entertaining part of the stream, where I read up on the wiki. Aspect of the Crab is an aspect skill that generates a crab barrier every 0.5 seconds, granting physical damage reduction for each crab barrier the player has. Okay, so you get a bunch of physical damage reduction while you're not getting hit, in order to prevent the damage from when you do get hit, and then they're expended when you do get hit. It grants 2% additional physical damage reduction per crab barrier, and you can have up to 10 crab barriers. That's 20% phys reduction. That's really good. That's really good. So you get 10% from your ascendancy, 20% from crab barrier. That's 30% already. That's pretty good. You know, I have been known to use Enduring Cry just to create endurance charges on characters that aren't even scaling endurance effectiveness, because they're just such a great way to reduce damage. Man, this guy, powerful crits. He is not joking. There we go. Level 38. All right. We can use GMP now, folks. Let's see if we die here before I even get to slot my GMP. After I spend 200 C on Poet's Pens. Alright, there's our minion back. Our stone golem to help us with some regen. It is so different to play a character like this that has just... And even my other Necro had like next to no defenses. And then to go play my Juggernaut that's just all about defenses. It's pretty funny. Blocks don't consume crabs. Oh! So if you go with like a bunch of block... Okay. I could get behind that. You wouldn't go max block, but if you have like a 40% chance to block, then you're not necessarily resetting it all the time. Be pretty nice. I don't think I need any of these. Oh, I need a second GMP actually. That's right. I need a GMP for this and my Unearth, and I need a GMP for my Frenzy. There we go. Perfect. That worked out perfectly. Excellent. Here is a fun question for those of you in chat. Here's a data-driven question. Okay, are you ready? Chat, are you ready for a data-driven question? This is not trivia, but it's like personal trivia for you. I need you guys to let me know that you are ready. So I will ask this question when you guys let me know that you're ready. I'm not going to ask the question until I hear back from several of you that you're ready. I don't want to ask a question and have you guys not be ready for the question. Right? It's a very important data-driven question. I don't want to say it's the most important question you'll ever answer in a video gaming streaming chat, but it is one of the more important questions of our community. All right, let's go to let's take on Azaro again. Now that we've got Elemental Overload as well as GMP. Okay, are you ready? Michael says he's ready, but maybe only Michael is ready. Are the rest of you not ready? I don't want to ask this question and have it be, you know, oh, ho-hum. Not so sure about an answer here, Iron. I want to make sure everybody's ready, everybody's on board. You know, this is a very important question. All right. Okay, so are you ready? All right, take a deep breath. This is going to be a personal question that only you can answer. So what was the first discussion or video that you watched right here on the G3 platform? Like, what was the first thing that you saw here on G3? Because I know some of you have been around since a long time, since like 2013 when we started doing gaming stuff in League of Legends, and I know some of you are like, hey, I just watched last week's video. So I would love to hear, and only you can answer that, right? Because it's a personal question that everybody's going to have a different answer for. And people always ask me, like, hey, Iron, when did you start in gaming? How did you get your start in doing gaming businesses and gaming consulting and doing all this different stuff? But I want to hear from you guys. What was the first video or first discussion that you were a part of right here in G3? All right, let's go. Let's go. While you guys are answering and pondering that question, trying to think back to the first video discussion you watched or saw or heard about. I'm going to try to go die to Zaro here. So let's see if we can make this happen. Hey, that was actually... I did more damage by the time he actually came up than I did the entire fight last time. So this is better results already. Yeah, he already got phased, right? Nope, not yet. Okay. Almost. Almost phased. We're almost there. Let's get him down. Get him down! Why is he not down? There we go. There we go. He's down. Alright, Michael Strofolino says, sometime during Delve League, I started watching. Okay. During Delve League. Wow. Delve League. There you go. A Delve League player. Shout out to good old 3.4, right? Delve League, when Nico was in every single map. In every single instance, and people would go quarry farming for sulfite. Oh, Nico, my Nico. Those were the days, right? Delve was such a great league. It was so great, like, to just have that infinitely scaling dungeon available to you whenever you wanted it. 3.4. 3.4 was actually, I think I said it earlier today, that was the last time I actually played a Poet's Pen build. So, it's fun to be reliving that, all that nostalgia of 3.4. Alright, is this the way forward? It's one of the ways forward. Lewis says, during Legion launch. Okay, Legion launch, that was a good time. Legion launch, I think, was a big moment for the channel. Like, we went from, I don't even know, maybe it was like 3,000 subs up to 3,500 subs on the channel, but there were several hundred people that joined, like, the opening weekend of Legion League. That was a big weekend, just in terms of player count. CZ says, your video about trading, auction house, and POE, because I think POE needs one. Interesting. So you actually watched that, where I took a pretty controversial opinion on that. A lot of people did not like my opinion in that video. A lot of the commenters really disagreed with what I had to say. I appreciate people who disagree with what I have to say, and especially people who disagree and stick around, because it means that they're able to have grown-up discussion. You know, just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean you can't hang out with them. And oftentimes we can sharpen one another through disagreement and refine one another's opinions. So that's actually really cool. That's cool to hear that you were around during the auction house discussion. That was a pretty controversial video that we made. It was not necessarily well liked, but it was, lots of people weighed in on it. Cody says, looking at video history, meta overview, class passives, and skill comparisons, Synthesis Week 3. There you go. So from Synthesis. That was the last time I was playing hardcore, so welcome back, Cody. Welcome back to me playing hardcore and what that all of the beauty and fun that entails. Oh, you know what I need to get? I need to get a Wise Oak. That's another thing I need to get, because Wise Oak is good. This just in, Wise Oak good. Hey, Zaro, I would appreciate it if you would let me cast some abilities before you try to kill me. Thank you. Oh man, all of his guardians are up. I need to move. I need to move again. I need to start reversing the circle. Or actually hit a Zaro. Yep, he's coming back. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot of projectiles, potentially. It's a lot of projectiles coming at me from this many Guardians. Some guy says it was the Synthesis meta update. Yeah, so a lot of you guys have come during, like, meta updates and league previews. That's cool. It's cool to hear. Because I always debate if I should do those. Like, building up the hype towards a new league. I really debate if it's like, okay, is this something that people really want to talk about? But I guess a lot of people do want to talk about different things. I know I enjoy those discussions, but I just don't know if other people are always going to enjoy them. So I enjoy taking a look at the data and comparing it, but not everybody's as nerdy as me when it comes to looking at numbers. Oh no, this is a locked door. I can't cheat. I want to cheat. Let me cheat. Okay, so I actually have to run through here. Oh no, it's a timed crank. Run, 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 run. Do we make it? Is there another crank? That's the question. The question is there another crank? Is there one over there in the top right? I don't think so. Haha, we made it. Alright. Start popping some corpses. Blowing up some bodies. I want to flash through that. Flash over there. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Don't accidentally click on a strong box. That'll end up being a free strong box and I'll die in the lab. Is this the next lab? Yeah, let's go this way. William Kelly says, sometime during Synthesis, as that's when POE came out on PS4. PS4 is much easier on my hands. Hey, that is the truth, dude. Dude, I've got whatever this is. This is like a Xbox 360 controller. And I use this for any sports game that I play on the PC. You know, I use that because even though on a lot of the sports games you have better control with the keyboard and mouse, I just feel like there's something, maybe it's just nostalgic, but there's something about having a controller in my hand when I'm playing sports games that feels better. Even for some FPSs, like if I'm playing Left 4 Dead or Halo or other team deathmatch like games, it feels more natural to have a controller in my hand. And I think it's just because most of the time, most of the video games I played were in college. I actually didn't grow up playing that many video games, and so playing console games in college was pretty formative for me and a lot of my gaming experiences. So that makes sense. I'm right there with you. If I still had my PS4, I would probably play POE on the PS4, but when I decided to sell all my VR stuff, yeah, that's when I decided to get rid of the PS4 as well. Okay, here we go. Let's go Ascend. The Nurburg says, hello, my friend. Which build is this? This is our Wagon Witch corpse build, Poet's Pen, Volatile Dead, stacking as many corpses as we possibly can, and then exploding them to deal tons and tons of damage. We are playing in Hardcore Blight, so if Azaro jumps on me here and does any kind of damage, I'm going to die, and that'll be very sad, because I spent 200 C today, well, 195 C on Poet's Pens today. So it would be pretty sad to lose that amount of investment. Die, Azaro! Okay, down goes Azaro. That's good news. Down go Azaro's Guardians. There we go. That's even better news. Alright, let's go Ascend and actually become a Necromancer. Alright. Alright, so we could go for Commander of Darkness, which would give us the attack speed from auras. We could go Mistress of Sacrifice. I don't think we're going that. I think it's the, where is it? Is it the Essence Skeleton? For each nearby corpse, you and nearby allies regenerate 0.2% of energy shield per second, up to 2% per second. For each nearby corpse, you and allies regenerate 5 mana per second, up to 50 per second, and then you regenerate 8% of energy shield over 2 seconds when you consume a corpse, and regenerate 8% of mana over 2 seconds when you consume a corpse. That right there, Essence Glutton, plus mind over matter is going to be ridiculous for hardcore. So I may get that here, this first ascendancy. I may get it my second ascendancy. Plague Bringer is if you have consumed a corpse recently, you and your minions deal or have 30% increased area of effect. With at least one corpse nearby, you and your enemies deal 10% more damage. With at least one nearby corpse nearby, enemies deal 10% reduced damage. That's pretty good. That's just generally good. I'm always going to have corpses near me. And then Corpse Pact, of course, is 30% increased damage if you've consumed a corpse recently, which is going to be for us all the time. 2% increased attack and cast speed for each corpse consumed recently, which stacks ad infinitum, which is amazing. And enemies near corpses you've spawned recently are chilled, and shocked corpses you spawn have 50% increased max life. So because we want to get to Corpse Pact as soon as we can, I think we go Plaguebringer first. Because we want to get to Corpse Pact as soon as possible. Oh, and these are minion nodes. Oh, those are minion nodes. So I think that means we have to come get Spiritual Command, right? Is it Spiritual Command or is it Righteous Army? Where is it? Yeah, Spiritual Aid is what it is. Increases and reductions to minion damage also affect you. I think that's why we have to come over here and get this, because that's a lot of damage that's going to impact me. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. We could come through Devotion, or we could come up through Purity of Flesh to come over here and grab this. But right now, we're going to go grab Cruel Preparation. That's what we're going to grab next. Okay, so let's go grab Necro. Let's ascend Necro. Let's go grab Plaguebringer. And then I can get this at level 55, and then we'll get this at level 68. And then what else? Then we would get Commander of Darkness. No, I think we get Mistress of Sacrifice, because then the Spirit Offering also affects me. I think that's what we do. Some guy says, why did you decide to sell your VR stuff? It was because at that point in time I was no longer going to be consulting for a particular company that had an interest in VR. And so, I mostly had the VR stuff because I was working with that company. It wasn't the company's stuff. It was my stuff that I had personally purchased. But I just decided, hey, I'm not going to be doing this anymore professionally, so I'm not going to sink as much time into it. And so I might as well not keep it around. I've got 3 kids and a wife, so I usually only have time for like one hobby at the moment. When the kids grow up, and as the kids are growing up, there are more and more hobbies that I can include with them. But I didn't see VR. I didn't see VR chat and Ugandan Knuckles memes as being something that I was going to share with my kids, probably. At least not right now. At least not presently. Alright, we're nearly at Cruel Preparation. That'll be good for resistances. Let's go take out Maligro. Let's go get some body parts! Oh wow, that didn't do that much damage, actually. It's kind of disappointing. Is that Plaguebringer? Yeah, it's Plaguebringer. Okay, that's nice that Plaguebringer has a status effect up on the top right. I like that. Anything that can fill up this top bar, I think is good. I am not of the opinion that the UI in POE is clogged or clunky. I think the UI looks pretty nice, and I think anything that we can get more information on to give us players better decisions, or more awareness of what's actually happening around our character, I think that's a good thing. I'm not one of these people that's going to say, okay, we need to clean up the UI, there's too much going on. I think there's too much going on skill-wise and skill effect-wise, absolutely. Like, once you... Like, Blights, oh my goodness. Blights and... I forget who mentioned it earlier, I think it was Zed. Blights and Beyonders, and like the amount of stuff that can be present in the game as skill effects are pretty terrifying. But that's skill effects, that's not the UI. It's not the user interface. It's not something that you and I are interacting with. That's something that the game is doing and the game is displaying for us, and that needs to be cleaned up. I absolutely think that's the case, but I don't think that the UI is bad in any way. Alright, let's come over here. I think this is vulnerability? Yeah. I'll take more damage, that's fine. I mean, it's just hardcore, right? I'll just die and lose my poet's pens. No biggie. Oh gosh. You go over there, Deodre. Go over there. Thank you. My volatile dead will find you out. Don't worry. Alright. Oh, that was a belt, actually. My belt, I think I essence crafted my belt, but it's pretty bad, right? Oh, no. It's Belt of the Deceiver. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Is this really bad? Whoa! That's actually really good! So a total of 25 max energy shield, 21 strength, 55 life, 27 mana, 7 cold, 16 lightning. That's a fantastic ID for a belt! That's fantastic! Okay, it's got no fire resistance on it, but we don't need fire resistance right now because we can go craft it. Okay, so let's use that. That's fantastic. That put us up to 1,500 life. We were sitting at 1,300 a second ago. That is a fantastic amount of life. More life? Yes, please. Okay, so let's go to our hideout. Or no, let's turn these in. Yeah, let's turn these in. And let's go to the hideout really quickly and let's craft some resistances onto stuff. Let's see what we can craft here. What can we craft? No resistances onto this, but we can do some energy shield, so let's do that. Oh no, why can't I use this? No! Okay, let's remove the energy shield. Let's do this. Can I replace? Okay. Can we do a resistance? No resistances. We could do regen. I like doing regen. Do we have anything to spells on here? We also have mana. Let's do mana. Okay, can we do a resistance, please? Alright. Let's do, I believe it's fire and lightning. Is it fire and lightning or fire and cold? Okay, it's fire and cold. Right? Yeah, fire and cold is what we need. So let's do fire. Fire and cold resistance. Let's get that up there. Oh no! All of these are level 40 crafts. That's so ridiculous. I'm level 39. Alright, so we're up to 70 on the fire. Can we get any higher on the fire? Please tell me we can. Okay, we can. Let's get up there a little bit. There we go. Alright, that should take care of our resistances. So our resists look a lot better, right? Whoops, not my Atlas. My Atlas looks great. Our resists look a lot better. Our chaos resistance is positive, but that's before we take a bunch of hits. Our physical damage reduction is absolutely terrible. Not a big fan of that. Zed says, doing Guardians on Necro is terrifying. You can't see the attacks. Feels bad. Yeah. No, there's a reason I went Juggernaut, right? The single most common damage source in the entirety of this game is physical damage. So it doesn't mean that physical damage is always going to be the thing that kills you, but if you can get damage reduction that's, you know, going to reduce the most common source of damage in the game, then you're negating the most common source of the thing that potentially could kill you. So physical damage reduction, I put that as at a premium. Alright, where's his slam? There's his slam. When he comes up from the ground there, he does a lot of damage. Whoops, don't want to stand in the middle of those. You'll get hit by all three. Alright, she's going down pretty good. Damage is actually going pretty good here. Speaking of physical damage, those are physical degens, which I believe they hit when they drop, but then they count as a degen, a dot, damage over time. Which I don't believe... Is it armor that doesn't get reductions, or physical? I think physical damage reduction doesn't get a buff. I think it's armor. It's armor that doesn't apply to dots, to physical dots. Alright, let's get as many balls as we can out. Hopefully phase him. We phased him. Go get one down. Didn't quite get that one down. Get that one down. Where's he popping up at? Over there. Okay. Watch out. He's going to pop up. Get away from it. Alright. Is he poisoned? Why is he glowing green? Is that just a status effect? What's going on, Malachi? What's the deal here, buddy? Am I going to die? I'm going to die here. I am totally going to die in this fight. I'm going to die to Malachi. Flashbacks to 2018. No, you get away, sir. You get away. Okay, did we get all three? We got all three. Okay, he's going to spawn. Get away. Hey, we got him down. I don't care what anybody says. In hardcore, whenever you beat a boss, it feels good. It doesn't matter if it's in maps. Doesn't matter if it's Shaper. Doesn't matter if it's your 100th time playing hardcore and you're only level 39 killing Malachi in Act 4. It feels good. Oh, man. Every time. Every time it feels good. Not dying. Not dying feels good. This build is already more expensive than my Juggernaut build. Just from the two stupid poets' pens. Oh, man. I shouldn't call them stupid. They're doing work. Doing good work. Yeah, I think since I'm not going to have a shield on the poet's pen, I think that's one of the things that's nice about going with the staff builds with either the disintegrator for this setup that Sitch has got. Which I'm actually going to post that in chat. For anybody that wants to take a look at, where is it? Here it is. At Sitch's build. This is the build guide that he's got put together. That's the rough outline of what we are following in order to have several different cast when damage taken triggers and just have things go off automatically for our creation of corpses and then for Vault of Dead to spring off of that. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Cody, what did you say? I killed Hailrake? Flex? Hey, man. Hailrake's not messing around. I've probably lost characters to Hailrake in hardcore. That's probably a thing that's happened. I know I've lost characters to various forms of piety. Obviously, when she's doing her tornado move, I told you about the story about losing my leap slamming Juggernaut, where I leap slammed right into the middle of him. Of Piety while she was in the middle of her spinning, twirling death move. So because I was trying to jump over her, I didn't realize that Leap Slam actually travels through things. The way it's coded in the game, it doesn't actually leap over things. It's not 3D in that regard. It looks like it is, but it's not. It's actually coded in such a way that you travel from point A through points B and C to get to point D. Which is awful. Very awful, and I learned that lesson the hard way by jumping over her and dying straight on top of her. Then again, that was many moons ago, so maybe they've updated that. I'm literally the back in my day POE guy. Back in my day when I was sitting on the porch playing POE, I've turned into the grandpa. The grandpa of POE. Now, kids, we didn't have no blood aqueducts farming when I was growing up. You had to walk both ways up Act 1 and back down Act 1 to go kill Hillock. He wasn't there the first time you killed him. Oh. Name a more iconic duo. Path of Exile and Old People memes. I actually had a pretty good iconic duo the other day. It was, it was Stovetops and Ovens. Is there anything more iconic than those two? Like, is there any better combination than a stove plus an oven together? I don't know. Maybe dual wielding poets' pens. maybe that's the OG, the OG combo, the iconic duo. What about the dancing duo? Dancing duo is not even a duo, right? It's just a single sword. I never quite understood that. Like, how's it the dancing duo if it's just one sword? Pathmaker says, playing a Frenzy build? You're going to have a rough time with clear. Yeah. Yeah, my clear... I'm not clearing with Frenzy, Pathmaker. I'm using Poet's Pen in order to trigger Volatile Dead. So far we're doing okay, and we're staying alive. This is by far the most offensive, least defensive-oriented hardcore build I have ever played. This was essentially me firing up the stream today and saying, you know what? Let's throw away a couple hundred chaos. Let's do it. Let's just watch me die and see how terribly I emotionally react to that. With 200 chaos invested on a character. Let's watch. Let's see what Iron looks like with tears rolling down his face. Rest in peace, 200 chaos. Poet's Pens definitely aren't even worth that in Standard, so I'm not going to... Whenever this character does die, I'm not going to recoup the cost. And it's in Standard, too. It won't be in the present league, so... You know, Volatile Dead, it's such a nice quality of life. How they go and find out bad guys for you. Alright, I've got 900 present sulfite, so I could probably go delve for a while before I would even need to do a white tier Nico mission to get more. But I could. Could do it for a while. Alright, where's the Overseer? Overseer! I've come here to set these people free! Down he goes. Alright, let's go do Act 5. Woohoo! Then I'm really going to have to mess with my resistances. Act 6 is like, my resistances! I actually have to start paying attention! You got to start messing around with different configurations of armor and rings. These are actually both pretty good rings that I've just straight up dropped. But we could get a 2-stone ring. Let's go for lightning. Let's go for lightning and cold. Let's see what we get. What do we get? 53 to maximum life. Increased elemental damage with attack skills. We don't care about that. 27 to cold. And some additional accuracy. Okay, so let's see what this does to our resists. If we swap it over here, we're not capped. Swap it over here, still not capped. But we're not capped because we're not using gold rim when we swap it over here. Same thing over... Yeah, so it's a gold rim issue. Okay, so this is full. Is the gold rim because of strength or dex? It's because of dex. Okay. So we could re-roll... We could re-roll dex onto something? Oh, these gloves! These gloves are terrible! These gloves are out of this world terrible! Alright, do I have any gloves? Do I have any low-level gloves here? Bueller. Calling Bueller. Gloves? Do we have any gloves? we could do Shackles of the Wretched. I could grant allies 5 frenzy charges on death. No, let's use Shroom Sorrow. Let's do it. It adds some cold damage to spells and attacks. It gives me cold. Or we could just go find some gloves. Let's go find some gloves. Let's do it. Let's just bite the bullet and go do it. Okay, gloves. Really quickly. Gloves. Item level requirements. What are we at? 41? Yeah, 40. Let's go to 40. Alright, let's go to searches. We need life. We want explicit to life. And what else do we want? I think we want a dex. So we want either an open, is that a suffix? That's not bad. It's not bad, but what's the best that we could get? Hey, what's up, Emilio? Welcome, welcome. The best that we could get... I'm not spending 10C on gloves. I'm not spending an X on gloves. No. 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 I forgot. Set the buyout maximum to like 5 chaos for a pair of gloves. For a nice pair of gloves. You know what? It's you know, you've been nice. You've been doing good work on your Juggernaut, getting it to level 80. Go buy yourself something nice. Alright, so this is corrupted. But that's actually got a lot of life on it. Their evasion, they're blue and green. This has got cold resistance. It's not crafted, though. If it was crafted, then we could take off the cold resistance and reuse, you know, whatever sort of resistance we want. This is an armor base, and that's a lot of armor. So I think we're going to grab this. We're going to see if this guy's on. 6 minutes ago for 2 chaos. Do I have 2 chaos, or did I break my bank? I nearly broke the bank. But I've got... I nearly broke the bank, but I still have 2 chaos. Alright, let's do it. Emilio, treat yourself. Treat yourself with something nice. Craft leveling gloves with fossils? I could. I could do that. Wait. These are level 53! What? What is up with, what is up with that level requirement? Didn't I put in level requirement? Oh, I put it in as a minimum. I'm so dumb. Stay safe, mate. I'm so dumb. I put it in as a minimum requirement. Okay, now let's go look. Yeah, now 109 CS or maximum life is looking a little different now. Okay, this is evasion and armor, so that's green and red. But that's 80 life. 80 life and increased attack speed. I think I gotta go with this. It's got no resistances on it. Resistances be damned. It's the same amount of price. It's 2C. Let's see if he's there. Frostblink, faster casting. We can take out Frostblink now, so I really only need a blue 2 link. Who is this? Martello? Okay, Martapello. Pathmaker says, to be fair, the UI on the official trade site isn't great. It's too cluttered. Yeah, I was also looking at it like on half of the screen. I really did just mistype putting in minimum rather than maximum on the level requirements, so that was silly on my part. Hey, there we go. Okay, so this is good life. Look at that! Look at that life! Look at that life! Treat yourself! Look at that life! 1,700 life! And 100 energy shield. Alright, look at that. Look at those defenses. Now we got all this dexterity. We're so dexterous. Alright, I need a double blue link, which I think will be best to get on the Wanderlust. Right? Double blues. Boom. Got it. Right away. First try. Don't even need a second try. Get out of here. Alright, all the rest of this stuff can go into character swaps. And we should still be... We did all of this so that way we could... We spent 2C so that way we could use like a 1 alteration ring. Oh, did that even make a difference for life? Not really. It's 1780. Oh, and this is an enough lightning resistance now. Of course. But we can take this off the Jade Amulet. We can just go straight lightning resist now. There we go. Lightning. Just give me some straight lightning resistance, buddy. There we go. Alright, now what are we looking at? Now we're looking at good resistances across the board. Alright. Alright, throw this in our character swap so that way we've got it for the next crappy character that I decide to kill. I mean, make. Do we want Onslaught Effect? I feel like Onslaught Effect would actually be better right now than a Mana Flask for us. Right? Attack speed, cast speed. Feel like that would be better. Alright, let's start grabbing some more life up here. I want to have like 3,000 life-ish. I keep going up here, my waypoint. I moved my waypoint the other day and it's confusing the heck out of me. I'd like to have like 2,000, 3,000-ish. Yeah, 2,000 life is probably actually the better estimate for killing Kitava the first time. I don't know. What about you guys? When you guys are killing Kitava, what's the HP threshold that you try to hit? I usually want to hit like somewhere over 2,000. Hey, speaking of 2,000, somewhat over 2,000. How about if we just over 2,000 our damage here? Holy moly. That's a lot of damage. Whoa, hey! Hey! Back off there, buddy. Sheesh. It's like these guys are trying to kill me or something. No, but that is a genuine question. What HP pool do you guys like to sit at? before you go fight Kitava. And I know some of you are just going to meme and be like, well, in softcore, I don't care at all. I don't care at all, generally, in softcore either. I'll just rush it and shotgun it. Although, as always, that isn't the best way to get better at the game. Don't always necessarily improve. Always attack. Always attack without moving. There we go. That's why I've been having some stutter step issues. My character's actually trying to reach people with their attacks. I don't need to reach people with my attacks. I just need to throw bodies out there and let Poet's Pen, Volatile Dead deal with the rest. There we go. Alright, can I get up there? Nope, not yet. Up there? Yep. Oh, that green hue for a second almost looked like a Jun intervention mission. I was like, wait, this is Act 5. There's no way. Get out of here, Jun. You're drunk. You're not in Act 5. How would there be an intervention in Act 5? Imagine that, though. Imagine if there was a bug with Jun and you're on some low-level character and, like, your high-level intervention procs. Your character just gets instantly deleted. Oh, that would be so awful. There would be a sternly worded letter from me to GGG. Dear Grinding Gear Games, I was recently enjoying a playthrough on Path of Exile, your famous action RPG in the mold of Diablo 2. And during said playthrough, a monstrous hillock jumped out in Act 2, mind you, to murder my character at level 20. Oh, that'd be funny. Alright, let's kill the Justicar. Is he dead? He's dead. Alright, let's get the Eyes of Zeal. See, you don't need armor if you just never get hit, right? Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit. Would I actually have room to throw in Spectres in this? I think I do. If I have room to throw in Spectres into this build, I think I'm going to throw in, I can throw it in right here. Minion Life and Spectres, and I'll go get Host Chieftains and Carnage Chieftains. So that way I'm constantly generating Frenzy Charges and Power Charges. Be kind of nice. Throw them in with Raise Spectre and Minion Life. That'd be pretty nice. Pathmaker says, I think the general rule is 300 life per act. Emilio says, yeah, 2.3 to 3k, I feel like. Zadarzi says 1.5k and armor flask to survive slams and adds. Nehul says, I always try to get like 3.2 to 3.5k HP before fighting Kitava. Wow! Okay, are we talking about Act 5 Kitava or are we talking about Act 10 Kitava here? I feel like 4,000 HP is what I try for on Act 10 Kitava. But I'm generally like level 72 when I fight Act 10 Kitava. I way over level for that fight. Way over level for that fight. There's, I take no bones about risking a death on Act 10 Kitava. I'm like, no. I'm gonna go way overboard. Because even if I spend upwards of an hour going over the level of what I should be to interact with Kitava, it's worth it rather than making a mistake in how many hours is it going to take me to level up an entirely new character just because I was too stupid or too lazy or too fast to actually genuinely go level at an appropriate rate. Am I going to have to log here? I got 6 bleeds on me. That was actually a lot of degen. Looked pretty spooky. I don't have a bleed flask right now. I do have a freeze flask, but not a bleed flask. Which I believe I should probably go craft one. Right? Probably a good idea. Go craft a flask to, you know, deal with one of the bigger threats in the game, bleeding. Probably a good idea. Pathmaker says, never played Volatile Dead before. Yeah, here it is, buddy. I haven't played it for a year. The last time I played it was Delve 3.4, which was August of 2018. Ooh, a Blessed Orb. And it was fantastically fun. Took down the Shaper with it. Killed... I don't think I killed Uber Elder with it. I killed Red Elder with it. I don't think I was farming Uber Elder at that point. I think I just wanted to kill Shaper, and that was pretty much my goal. And that was fun. It was a fantastic build. It could have killed Uber Elder. That build was so broken. Zerfy's Flask for all the life regen that you got, and then Indigan, and then Poet's Pen. It was so broken. On Pathfinder for more flask effectiveness. It was absolutely broken. Nehul says, oh, I thought you were asking for HP for Act 10. Yeah, okay. No, that makes a lot more sense. 3.5 HP for Act 10 Kitava makes a lot more sense for Act 10 than for Act 5. And I will critique none of you for assuming that I meant Act 10, because most of the time when people talk about fighting Kitava, they're talking about Act 10. They ain't talking about Act 5. The only people that ever talk about Act 5 Kitava are people who play who are masochists who play hardcore. That'd be the only reason to talk about it. Alright, we are now entering the stage of the game where we should be able to go a little bit faster. We've got Onslaught up most of the time. We've got some decent gear for the zone that we're in. We shouldn't really get blown up. Shouldn't being the operative word there. I might be able to kill innocents here today. That would be fun. Get through Act 5. Get on to Act 6. Kill innocents. Maybe kill Kitava in Act 5 today. That'd be fun. I wonder if this layout for the Templar Courts is the exact same layout as like the sewers. It's just textured differently. I do love the art from Oriath. The art they made the art really cool. Did a good job with Oriath. Some guy, have you ever tried making Incinerate plus Castwell Channeling plus Volatile Dead? Thinking about making that from scratch? That's what this video, not what this video. That's what this guide is. That we're working on. Some guy. That's the build. That's the build guide that we're working towards. His gem link set up for those of you who weren't here earlier in the day. This is what it looks like. Cyclone or Incinerate as your triggering, as your channeling skill. Castwell Channeling, Volatile Dead, Spell Cascade, Concentrated Effect, Elemental Focus. And then he's got 3 different Castwell damage taken setups, and he's got a couple of ways to self-inflict damage. So that way he's constantly generating Unearth, constantly generating Desecrate, constantly generating Wave of Conviction, and constantly generating Spirit Offering with the build. In fact, you know what? Let's just go to town real quick, and I'll show you guys a clip of one of his videos. So that way you can see his build in action. Here is his first working setup at level 80. Yep, he's got a Tabula, a Disintegrator, and a Scolds. So here's what it looks like. What is the overall plan for the build in one sentence? Volatile Dead, spamming corpses, killing everything. Pathmaker says, does Volatile Dead count as your damage or your minion's damage? It counts as yours. It scales off of your spell damage. So hopefully you're able to see this. It's pretty ridiculous, right? He's able to use Castwell Channeling in order to effectively use his either his regular move or his Cyclone for a bunch of damage. And of course, if you use Cyclone for it, you can give yourself Fortify effect, right? Because you're coming into melee contact with stuff. So you can see from the spell cascade and from the amount of corpses that he's creating way more Volatile Dead balls than what he needs to clear the screen, right? Way more. There are so many Volatile Dead that are created. The waves that are coming out from his character is a Wave of Conviction, which applies exposure, which, shreds elemental resistances on a lot of enemies, so it's a lot of damage effect. You can see he's not very tanky in terms of his overall effective HP. His energy shield is 1500, I believe, in the video, and 3.8 life. So not massive by any stretch of the imagination. And of course, I don't believe he's playing in hardcore. We are playing in hardcore. But watch what he does to this Blight. This is crazy. He can just sit there channeling. And because of the way how Volatile Dead works and how Castwell Channeling works, he doesn't need to be coming into contact with anything with his Cyclone in order for the Volatile Dead and for the corpses to be created. So he can stand in one spot with with a Blight encounter, with all of his volatile dead simply going off and all the corpses being created while he's channeling in one spot. So it's an incredibly safe Blight build that I don't think is great for clearing maps. I'm not saying this is like top tier fast speed meta, but this is a really good build, I think, for Blight, considering how volatile dead homes in on enemies, and with the amount of balls that he can create from the amount of corpses that he's got, it's pretty good. You see, he doesn't interact really with his towers once he's got that initial setup going. Now again, he's only level 80 here. This isn't the end of, this isn't the end game. This isn't him taking on Shaper, but I think the video acts as a proof of concept that shows you that this can be a pretty awesome build. All right, let's take a silver flask. Let's talk to Valenta. She gives me a book of skill, which is good. We always want more passives. All right, let's take a look here. Anything else that I need? Passives, travel to Chamber of Innocence. I don't think I need anything else. I think this is it. All right, so let's spend these 2 passives on more max elemental resistances and more life. That puts us near 2k. That's really good. Remove shock. Ooh. How much armor do I even have? I have like next to none. So when I use my silver flask, what is it? 84% increased armor? Like, I'm gonna go up above 200 armor. Oh, it's so bad. I'm gonna die to Kitava. It's gonna happen. Jinkies. How does he sustain ES in life? With Spirit Offering. Spirit Offering, as well as the damage that gets leached from the new Necromancer. A portion of your damage gets leached, as well as a portion of your ES is regen for corpses that are near you. So it's quite effective. You can see occasionally he does have to smash his life flasks, which makes me nervous in hardcore. Like, this is the sort of build that's just like a heart attack waiting to happen. So not nearly as safe as a minion build, but nonetheless wanted to give it a shot. And again, I'm not truly using the setup yet because I'm using Poet's Pen in order to trigger all this stuff rather than using the cast while channeling. But I think it's a really cool build, and so if I get a chance to try it this league, I'd like to try it this league. I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact. I'm fairly certain that Necros and Summoners are going to get nerfed across the board, especially with what Chris wrote the other day. How Chris said, hey look, server performance is actually being hampered right now because of Necromancers, and so many players are playing Necromancers and Minions. Like, Minions are going to get nerfed again. For anybody that doesn't think they're going to get nerfed again, I would just point at Summon Raging Spirit. Like, Summon Raging Spirit has gotten nerfed a bunch of times throughout PoE's history. A lot of the times the nerfs have been to adjust the number of Raging Spirits that you can have out active at one time. Because the more spirits that were out, obviously the higher demand there was on servers and on player performance and player experience. And so I would imagine that they'll do something similar with, with zombies or specters. Maybe they'll make each individual one stronger, but the overall number of minions that you can have out total at a time will be lowered. Which is really, if they do have to go that direction, I think that would be pretty tragic. Not like game breaking or like I'm going to quit PoE, but I just think it would be tragic because one of the things that stands out about playing a summoner in PoE is the amount of summons that you can have available to you. A lot of other games limit you to, they call themselves summoner builds, and then it's like, hey, you have 2 summons. I have 17 bleeds on me right now. I'm going to die. Oh my goodness. How did I not die there? I had 17 stacks of bleed. It's ridiculous. That's what I said I was going to do in town. I said I was going to get a bleed flask, and I never did. What if that's the last time I ever said that, because then my character died? Because I didn't get a bleed flask. That sounds like a good clip. We'll put that on the next highlight, on the next G3 highlights of my deaths. Hey guys, the reason why I died here is because I said literally 10 seconds before, I need to go and get a bleed flask. And then I never got that bleed flask, and then I died. It was great. Famous last words. Alright, so this is the Innocence fight, but I don't think I actually want to fight Innocence yet until I ding another level, which would be another 5% life. Oh no, I'm going to get the... I already have that 5% life. Okay. Well, in that case, maybe I'll start working my way up to the fire damage. I don't know, the damage is actually pretty ridiculous right now. Oh, I need some more dex. Okay. Maybe I get MOM. What does my frenzy deal? My frenzy deals fire damage. So I've got fire damage coming from somewhere. Where do I have added fire damage? Do I have it on a ring? Is that where it's coming from? No, that's cold damage to attacks. That's good. Where do I have fire damage? Where is the fire damage coming from? On my attacks. Am I just missing something here? That's physical. Chat, I've lost it. I've officially lost it. Where am I getting fire damage from? Increased elemental damage with attack skills. Yeah, but I don't have any base fire damage on my frenzy. So where am I getting the fire damage from? I've lost it. Herald of Ash? Oh, Pathmaker, you're the man. Brilliant. You're the man, Pathmaker. You're right. Herald of Ash. So I can take off Herald of Ash. And then I could go Elemental Equilibrium. That's one option. Another option is to make my way over here so that way minion damage reduction, minion nodes also affect me, which means that I would get the buff of cast speed, or sorry, increased damage. So I'm going to need to make my way over there eventually. I also need to make my way up here towards Heart of the Flame. Do I want to go MOM? Just so that way I've got that going. Now let's get more damage. Isn't there another fire damage spot over here? Isn't there more damage over here? 12% increased fire damage. Is this what I'm thinking of? Snowforged? No. Here it is. Holy Fire is what I'm thinking of. Right, they changed that. Explosive impacts. That's more fire damage. Not a lot of fire damage there. Yuck. Fire spells have 10% of physical damage converted to fire damage? Okay. That's interesting. You know, I could also come down here and grab a jewel socket. That's what I should do. I should come down here and grab a jewel socket. Okay. Let's go grab a jewel socket and throw in an abyssal socket. Elemental Equilibrium is huge damage. I'd take that first. It is. It's big on stuff that actually has elemental resistances. You are right on that. The trick is right now I'm doing cold damage and fire damage, which means that stuff would become weak to lightning rather than stuff becoming weak to fire. So that's where I would need to change that setup a little bit with the Herald of Ash. Okay, so we want one of these to be a bleed flask. Let's try to roll this as a bleed flask. That removes burning, that's good. Let's try to roll this as a bleed flask. This might be too low, actually, of a level to even roll bleed onto it. Do I actually have this as a craft? Do I have this as a menagerie? Beach crafting craft? Let's find out. What's up, Einar? Yeah, it's of staunching. Okay, so we could do that with a level 20. Famous last words. Let's go get killed. Alright. Not create a unique flask. Let's go get the of staunching. Okay, this is... Oh, that's level 49! No! No, no, no! Yeah, we are not doing that. Never mind. We're okay without a bleed flask for right now. Oh, do I just have a bleed flask in my hideout? That's a better question, rather than risking a character to try and acquire a bleed flask. Do I have a bleed flask? I have a bleed flask! Alright, that's what's coming in here. There we go. We're using that. Okay, we also said we don't have any decks, right? Yeah, we said we're too low on decks to level up Frenzy. Which is just an absolute bummer. So let's come over here to our jewels. Let's look for anything that's got life on it. Can't use it. Can't use it. Can't use it. Can't use it. Can use it. And that adds lightning. That's good. If I regal it, can I still use it? I can't use it. I got greedy. What can I say? Alright, so let's look for decks. What's got decks on it? Yeah, that's just a bunch of attributes. Let's look for fire damage. Anything with fire damage? Fire resistance, melee damage. Fire damage, attack speed with claws. So this is probably our best bet right now. Oh, that's... I don't want that. That's bad. 3% attack speed and 3% cast speed with fire skills. I don't need the cast speed, though. Alright, so let's socket this in here. For even more damage! And that'll help with resistances on the other side. But I don't need all the resistances for right now. So that's nice. Whoops, don't go up the steps because we moved the waypoint. I really need to remember that. Pathmaker says it's a 50% more multiplier. Are you dealing significant amount of damage with Frenzy? 285. It's not significant. Alright, let's create a new instance of this. And then we'll go fight Innocence. See what that's like. Whew! Away we go. Where's my little minion? Come on, little stone golem buddy. Alright, so this is going to be a discussion at some point, probably over the next week to 2 weeks, where we'll do a full-fledged video on this. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts so far on Blight going core. What do you guys think? Is Blight going to go core as a mechanic? Do you want it to go core as a mechanic? I personally am enjoying it. I'm not leveling with it right now because, again, I'm terrified of it. I'm a little pansy when it comes to the mechanic in hardcore. I'll probably actually start doing it here on the second half of the game once I've got all of my setup like rigged and ready to go. Whether that's defensive skills, offensive skills, mobility skills. I feel a lot more confident about interacting with the League mechanic once I have all of the tools at my disposal. Not necessarily all the stats at my disposal, but like all the skill gems at my disposal that I want to be using and all the sockets that I need. But what about you guys? You guys want Blight to go core, and do you think it will go core? Those are two different questions. Some people conflate those questions sometimes in their responses on YouTube, and it can be really tricky. Because sometimes folks sound like they want something to happen, but really they're not saying they want something to happen. They're just trying to project and prognosticate what will happen. That actually happens to me a lot. A lot of the time on YouTube videos, I'll be like, hey, look, I'll spend a minute and a half trying to give a disclaimer like, hey, this isn't my opinion. This is just what I think is going to happen. So I guess it's my opinion on what I think is going to happen, but it's not my opinion on what's good or what's best. And then people are like, "Oh, Iron, why do you think that's good? You suck." Which I think is just people trolling and having a good time with it. But making sure that we don't conflate those two questions. Because there are two different questions. Like, thinking whether or not something should go core is way different than whether or not you hope it goes core. Obviously, sometimes those two things will line up. If you think something should go core, then sometimes it's because you hope it goes core, right? Sometimes those things line up, but sometimes they're not. Not always the same. Like, I understood why synthesis didn't go core, right? It was a very complex, convoluted mechanic, but I really liked it. I understood why it didn't go core, but I really liked it. Not because of the synthesis mechanic. I really liked it because of crafting. I thought it added just a new layer of making rares really interesting and really good again. Something that hasn't been present necessarily in Path of Exile for quite some time. Do I need to still go up even further? Or do I need to start coming... I need to start coming down. Okay. This chamber is always so big. It's such a big circle. Whoa! Get away from me, you heathen. At the moment, I would be of the opinion that I think Blight adds probably a whole new layer of endgame with the Blight maps that we haven't necessarily seen before. That's pretty cool. So I think just for that reason alone, I would like to see it go core. I think it would be cool to see a lot of people in Standard, see what kind of builds they can put together to farm Blight maps. And see just how crazy Blight maps can get. I think that'd be cool. Okay, let's see if EE does anything. See if it's noticeable as we deal damage. I think it'll actually be pretty bad, right? I think we'll accidentally give him fire resistance, but we'll see. What does it say here? Yeah, it says he's resisting fire. So let's actually go in here, refund that, apply point, get out of here. Yeah, we're adding fire resistance on to people right now by using Herald of Ash. So I'll have to swap off Herald of Ash if I want to use Elemental Equilibrium until I get, you know, until I craft. I'll just craft like add lightning damage onto attacks or something, and then that'll fix that. Hey, you leave me alone, Mr. Firebeam Shooter guy. Alright, now he's Innocence. We'll see if we can, how quickly we can phase this guy. If we can phase this guy. Whoa, hey now. Oh, there comes the beam. The trick with the Innocence fight that I've found, like I lose a lot of characters to Innocence. The trick that I've seen a lot is like that, not literally like the trick to overcoming him, but the trick with the fight, the thing that is tricky about the fight, is that oftentimes he'll do his beam move, which requires you to get close to him, so that way he can't spin around at such a rapid angle to actually catch you. So then when you get close to him, he does his fly away move, that move right there, where he generates a bunch of sparks, and that's very dangerous if you're close to him. Or he'll do the Nova beam, not the Nova beam, but the Nova explosion, where there's several different layers of explosions going out on the ground, and that's just terrifying. Because if you're close to him, like he sends enough of those balls out, you're going to get hit by some of them. So it's kind of tricky, where he invites you to get close to him with his beam cannon as he's turning, and then he transitions from the beam cannon into those other deadly moves that punish you for being close to him. But he's close to dead now. There we go, we got him down. Didn't even get to do his supernova move. Yeah, you can't use EE with Herald of Ash. Yeah, there you go. Cody says, I like the anointments, but I don't think the mechanic will go core. Tindy Kappa says, I mean, I don't even use towers anymore, so it's not in a perfect state. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so let's go with the original plan to actually start moving up towards Heart of the Flame. And are you guys ready? We are about to enter into the moment that is the best voice acting in the game. I'm going to turn my sound up. I'm going to make sure my stream sound is up a little bit more. Okay. This right here. What Bannon says. What Bannon says. Bannon's voice acting is the best in the game. It's the best voice acting in the game. What in damnation have you done? He gets so angry. There's a lot of good voice acting in the game. Azaro is right up there. But I think Innocence Bannon. Bannon gets all bent out of shape. You killed Innocence! What have you done? And then he ends up turning into Innocence, right? It's just funny. Sacrificing himself to become Innocence again. It's just funny. I like me some Bannon. He's pretty ironic. He's our ironic hero in Rayclast. I swear, I'm gonna get hit by a physical projectile, and that's gonna be the end of this character. That's what happened. That's what happened to my other Necro. I gotta figure out a way to deal with physical mitigation. I'm only at 11%. I've gotta figure that out. Physical mitigation. Am I going the wrong direction? Yeah, I am. I need to go up. There we go. Meanwhile, Bannon's probably like, what in direction are you going? Oh, this guy's great. Before he even gets to cast a spell, he's dead. Down you go, Kato. Don't hit me with anything physical. Just hit me with everything elemental. I wish I could convert damage from physical into elemental. Not yet. That'll come later. Take X percentage of physical stuff as lightning. That'll come later. Maybe I'll go Lore Weave to get my max elemental resistances up, since I can't go Sappho's Frame on this build. I mean, Combs would be more just straight up HP, but Lore Weave is pretty good with its elemental resistances over the regular maximum, over the cap. Rolling it even at 80% is still pretty good. I think I'm at 81, 80, 80 on my Juggernaut with Saffrels, which is the equivalent of just having a Lore Weave, right? Maybe I should swap to use a Lore Weave on my Juggernaut. Logan says Chaos Golem, bruh. Pathmaker says even Oni Garoshi comments on that line from Bannon. Really? What does the Oni say about Bannon? I've actually played... the last time I played an Oni Garoshi build was when I farmed it. When it first was released. I played a Consecrated Path Oni Garoshi build. I want to say that was right around the same time as when Poet's Pen came out. I want to say they were similar, like one league was Oni Garoshi and the next league was Poet's Pen. Help me out, Chad. Am I misremembering that? When did Oni Garoshi come out? When did Charin finally get to see his dream of the sword realized? Lore Weave cap is 78% now? Oh, there you go. Man. My old man is showing, I'm so sorry. I forgot they nerfed it again. Yuck. It's so bad. 78, way worse than 80. We actually did a video on that, I think last year or the year before, on just how important every point of resistance over the cap is. It's something like 4 to 5%. It's like 4.6 or 4.4 as a variant of damage reduction per point over the cap of elemental damage you take. So it's quite a bit of damage that scales up. Oh, these guys do physical. Those little spikes, those bone spikes. It's physical damage that they do. I suppose I could swap over to Chaos Golem. Because right now I really don't need to be worried about regen, right? I've got plenty of life. That's my Stone Golem's giving me regen, but do I really need to worry about regen? Probably not. Mitigation, getting one shot is always the bigger deal in POE nowadays, right? Way more likely to get one shot. Hey, by those things. Yeah, by those bone spikes. Those bone spikes are exactly the thing that killed my last necro. It was physical projectiles. A whole bunch of them that were stacked up in a map. Took out my necro with who had 19% physical damage reduction. Next to nothing. Man, the damage is really good right now. Damage feels really good. Yeah, I think I'll have to reshoot that video actually. It's been a while since I did that conversion on the value of going over the resistances. And so many people I think are gonna anoint stuff with Soul of Steel or are considering it. I probably need to do my community service and just inform people just how good it is to go over the cap for elemental resistances as you're able. Because it is good. Super duper strong. I need a new PC. PS4 is garbage. Oh man, that's rough. Yeah, I can imagine playing an action RPG on a console would be rough, but I would want to give it a shot before I would say anything definitive. I can just imagine having that fewer amount of keystrokes and precision from your mouse click to your joysticks. I can imagine that would be pretty frustrating. I should have exited there. I should have gone back to character selection and not walked all that. Logan says, yeah, I'm rocking that Witch Dual Poets with Vault of Dead. Yeah, that's where it's at, man. Okay, let's come up and grab some more fire damage. These are all 12, 15. Wow. 15, 15. Wow, that's pretty good. Alright. Didn't I, why do I need to travel to the... Oh, I need to talk to Sin? I didn't talk to Sin? Really? I talked to Bannon. Bannon yelled at me already. Why do I have to talk to Sin? Oh, the cutscene! I forgot the cutscene. I'm so sorry. I was robbing chat of the cutscene. I'm sorry, folks. What in damnation have you done? If we had a subscribe notification on the G3 YouTube channel, I think that would be the subscribe notification sound. Congratulations, you've subscribed to G3. What in damnation have you done? I think that'd be pretty great. There's Bannon. Good old Bannon. Alright, is this the threshold jewel? Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's throw all this stuff away into our character swaps, so that way when we die at Kitava... Alright, we've got the Sign of Purity. We've got 2,000 life. Like next to no physical mitigation. This is just not good. I'm gonna get rocked. I could just not go with Wanderlust, right? Instead of having the cannot be frozen mod. Do I have a freeze flask? I don't. Wait. This is why we have a massive stash. Nope, I don't have a freeze flask right now. Well, we also want the basalt flask. Basalt flask is good. We don't... no, we don't want that. That's okay. We can deal with that. Alright. I think this is good. Let's go die to Kitava, right? I guess I can... Let's go swap to Chaos Golem. Is there anything else that I can do for physical stuff? I could do Enduring Cry. Also, I could just straight up do a Decoy Totem. Just cheese it. Become a cheesy boy. There's a Chaos Golem. I need blue sockets. Take care. Thank you, madam. Hey, look, I can sell that for a crumb. So glad I used crumbs on it. Logan says, the market is trash on PS4. No one uses POE trade for reference, and everyone thinks everything decent is worth X. Hey, that's the market, right? It's basically SSF. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a granite flask and we've got a basalt flask. So we've got both of those rocking. Basically SSF. Sounds like you just need to play SSF, right? Yeah, that does suck, though. I feel like it's worse in a trade league when you have trade possible and then like the API is not working or people aren't responsive or for whatever reason, right? Like the market is all out of whack because a new build came out, and so things that used to be like, you know, alch shards and vendor worthy are now, you know, worth a couple dozen chaos or several X. Like it's super frustrating in a trade league to have to try to adjust on the fly, and when there's technical difficulties, it's already a living, breathing economy, right? It's already an economy that changes as players make different choices. But then having to adjust on top of that to the game not working, that's just no fun. Or to the support systems for the game not working. The game itself is working, but the support systems for the game. Alright, I think we should ding another level here on our way to Catawba, maybe? We'll see. We'll see if this will be the end of 200 chaos worth of investment. Right? This is the moment where I say feeling cute might delete later, right? That's a meme. That's what I feel like on my way to every Catawba fight, right? I've got so much life. I should be fine, right? I just need to phase him. I need to hit my elemental overload, make sure that I crit something, and then just blow him up. I should go get a decoy totem. I haven't been leveling it though, so it's gonna have 0 levels. I think, I'm getting arrogant. I think I know the fight well enough that I can just dodge. I think. We'll see though. We'll see me rip here. I'm killing these monsters no problem, but the monsters don't have gazillions of HP. The rare monsters do, and see they're getting abilities off. That's kind of what's worrying me. Also, I never did go fit inspectors into the build to get power charges. Oh, I'm not going to get another level. Is there any other health I should grab? I could go, instead of coming up here for 3 points, I could go 1, 2, and that's 4. That's only 4 life. Yeah, that's not much. Alright, I think this is it. Wow. With our Chaos Golem, we're up to 13% physical resistance. Alright, so the trick to Catawba, I think, is staying here on the sides. And then you can at least see when he's going to slam. You want to keep him on the screen so you can see at all times when he's going to do a move, when he's telegraphing a move. Too many players play towards the backside of the arena, and then you can't see him when he's actually going to do a move, and so you don't know where he's targeting. There's a slam. Here's the Chaos Fizz from the heart. Whoop. Those guys appear and then slam you. The ads in Catawba are actually pretty scary. Oh, I just wasted all my flasks. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, we'll just panic smash all of our flasks and not have any charges. It's a good plan, right? Hey now, don't you slam me, Kitava's guy. champion of the feast. You can get out of here. You can go away. Whoa, hey now. That one was close. He almost touched me there. Show me on the diagram where Kitava touched you. He touched me in my life pool, and it went away. Alright, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Whew! I don't think he touched me, TBH. Like, Act 5 Kitava, he doesn't do the breath on the ground as a degen, or at least if you kill him fast enough, he doesn't. So, that was not bad. Okay, what do our resistance look like? 69, nice. 75, 69, nice. Can we get some nices in the chat for our elemental resistance right now? 69 fire, 69 lightning. It's nice. Okay. So we need to improve those. But I think that's doable. Yeah, because this is just flat fire, right? And it's not even the top tier flat fire. Because on a bunch of these I didn't get the best resistances. Alright, so I don't need as much cold. And I could actually have... Yeah, we're going to take off Wanderlust. We're going to go get some boots. We're going to go check out some boots that we've got, maybe. Let's go check out some boots. These boots are made for walking. Those are terrible boots. And that's just what they'll do. Those are 4-linked boots. Oh, that's my helm. That's my league starter helm. That's right. Oh, look at that thing. That carried me for so long as a 4-link. Oh, +1 to level of socketed minion gems. That's how you can tell I didn't have any currency to craft anything with. Hey, there's a diamond flask. That's good. Man, look at all this junk. Oh, there's a +1 to +29 to maximum life. That's pretty good. Critical strike multi. Hey, that's good. There's a shield. Don't care about shields right now. Okay, let's, we're going the wrong way here. We're going this way. We're looking for boots. I thought I had a decent pair, but maybe I sold them. Hey, look at that. 51 life, 15 fire, 20 lightning, 14 cold and lightning. That's what I call a decent pair of boots. How are my resistances? It almost fixes my resistances without even using gold rim. Bro, do you even lift? So then the next question is, can I throw dexterity onto anything so that way gold rim is then applicable and then we're fine. We're set. Logan says, I got lucky with my jewels and found 2 unending hungers so I didn't have any issues with leveling. Wow! Yeah, you can say that again. I'll just find the, you know, the league meta gem or jewel as I'm leveling. That's pretty good. Okay, let's add lightning to attacks. This guy wants my opalescent oil. I actually don't think I want to sell that right now. Can I add dexterity? It's dex, right? Alright, does that solve the issue? Does that solve everything? Hey, and our physical resistance went up. Yep, so that solved everything right there. Just that one thing. Okay, good. Let's go take out a look at our shop. Is there anything that we could use in here that's good? 70 life, increased attack speed, but no resistances. 71 life, 4% increased life, 7 to fire, 15 to cold, 15 to lightning. Let's see if we could use that. Let's actually see. What does that look like defensively? We don't really change it. We gain like what, 80 life? Yeah, we gain like 80 life if we do this. I'll take it. Take 80 life, right? And we're still capped? Yeah, we're still overcapped. So not bad. Put this in character swaps. So that way when we level our next crappy character, stay tuned next time on our next crappy character. This is for shield charge, fortify faster casting. But what I would like it to be is at least 2 blues. So we're going to do that. So that way we've got Flame Dash plus faster casting. There we go. Alright, why do I keep going up the ladder? I'm so used to going up the ladder to go up my waypoint. Raj says, well, I literally DD'd my way through everything up to maps. Unleash is a good way to smoothen out the gameplay. Another good piece of leveling gear is String of Servitude with 48% all rest. That is a good point on the belt. Yep. With the implicits for all resistance tripled, that is an exceptional point. Exceptional point. Look at that. We've already got our frenzy charges up. We're near corpses. We're just popping everything here. We've even got Onslaught from an Onslaught Flask. This is fantastic. I actually probably could throw in Body Swap into this setup right now because I'm so defensive. Maybe not. Maybe the reason why I feel like I'm so defensive is because I'm actually playing smart rather than jumping around, body swapping into danger. Like right there, I would have just been jumping right next to Rise. Ooh, he did some damage. Yikes. Okay, how many remain? We should try this Clarissa. Let's do that. Let's try this Clarissa here. Or Clarissa? Sister Cassia. We're doing a favor for Clarissa, right? Let's try this. Let's see what it's like. As I just stand here and try to blow things up. And you know, we're just all about slowing stuff down. That's all we're about. We're just all about slowing stuff down so my Volatile Dead can kill it. It's branching exile! Sister Cassia legitimately sounds more distressed during Blight encounters than my wife did during any of the birthings of our children. Like, Sister Cassia, cool it. Okay? Just cool it. We get it. The Blight's spreading. We get it. Just take a deep breath. Be okay. Yeah, the damage for the start of Act 6 is okay. It's pretty good, actually. Whoa, had a little bit of a FPS freak out there. Anything good? Oh, stacked deck? Wow. So that was good for XP, and that was about it. Is this the little pocket of monsters? It is. There's always a little pocket of monsters on this layout. Alright, let's go talk to Lily for our reward. Logan says, I tried Skelly Mages this league and didn't like it. Went Echo SRS with Echo Spectres. Nice. Slave drivers, dude. Slave drivers are the thing. They're pretty good. You set them up with Spell Echo, Elemental Focus. They do damage. They do very good damage. Alright, what can we go for next? I think the bottom side of the tree is good. We're just making our way up to Heart of the Flame for more damage. The damage on this is pretty sick. Yes, the quest only gives me Regret Orbs, but on these builds, oftentimes I do use Regret Orbs. Because I'll make a decision, I'll try something out. I actually do use Regrets quite a bit. So getting the free Regrets from the passive tree is something that I don't regret doing. You get the passive? You get the passive joke there? I don't regret making that joke. I bet you're regretting pointing that out. Hey now, that was a lot of damage there, buddy. You don't gotta do that. You gotta unleash your molten shell on me like that. Come on now. Take me to dinner before you try to show me your molten shell like that. Jeez. Alright, let's do this Cassia. That was good XP. Let's do this again. Let's see what kind of damage we can pump out here. Wait, where is this going? Where is it? It didn't give me a tower. Like, look at this. Here's the pump. And here's the only towers it's going to give me. So if it branches anywhere before this... okay. It's branching, Exile! Yeah, where's it spreading? Are you going to give me any more towers? Any more towers will do. Please, some more towers. Okay, thank you. I'm going to do a shocking tower. I'm going to do some shocking damage. My damage is shocking. Hey now. Hey now. That was a lot of damage there. Like, look at this. I can stay so far back. Like, this is a fantastic build for this encounter. This is going to be great in maps. I'm actually going to be able to do my blighted maps with this. I cannot complete blighted maps with my summoner. It's just too risky to fly from side to side trying to actually get towers and drop things down. It's way too risky. Lucky connections, nice. Thank you. Thank you for the cash. What is this? It's not good, that's what it is. Okay. The mud flats. Mr. C, I regret clicking on the stream. Hey, there you go. That's an excellent one. I only watch streams when I'm at work and not playing myself. That's fair. That's very fair. I rarely stream. I genuinely don't think I'm very good at it. That's not me fishing for compliments. I'm not asking for you guys to compliment me. I just genuinely don't think I provide that great of an entertaining stream. I'm laughing at my own dad jokes and playing weird off-meta expensive, crazy, stupid stuff in hardcore League. Like I said, with terrible mechanics. With terrible mechanical play. Like, the only reason why people would ever come to watch me stream is to unironically laugh. Like, oh, this guy plays POE? Are we sure this guy isn't new to the game? But I enjoy the discussions that we have. I do enjoy that. And it is interesting, right? Because streaming, you get to have a live conversation. On YouTube, a lot of you leave comments, and I'm not sure if you guys will ever see them, or when you'll get back, or conversely, you guys are probably unsure, like, especially if you're in different time zones. We had somebody in chat earlier today, Lee, from Singapore. So, you know, Lee in Singapore is on a way different time zone than I am. So maybe, you know, when Lee's leaving a comment on a YouTube video, you know, you never know if the YouTube channel host is actually going to ever get back to you or not, just because of different time zone issues. It's one of the cool things, again, but also one of the drawbacks of having a global community like we've got. Oh, this is fun. Free XP across the river? Yes, please. Oh, a chaos! Ooh! Piece of candy. Alright, let's go kill Tukahama. Let's go make him our vanguard. I'm actually taking hits from some of these guys. I don't think these guys do much physical damage, otherwise I think I'd be feeling it a lot more. 28? Well, 28% when my flasks are up, so that's decent. Yeah, 19 when nothing is up. That is not a good amount of physical damage reduction. Not good enough. Alright, Tukahama. Let's get that flame thing burning down at me. Woo! Alright, this is the tricky part. Is this where we lose a character? Is this where we die? Is this where I discover that I'm going to need to level yet another character in this league? Oh! Better move. Hey now. Hey now. Okay, Tuco. I get it. You're unhappy. We're all unhappy. We all have different expectations of life, dude. We just gotta live with it. There we go. We got him. Oh, wait. I need to actually interact with Sin on this one because this is our first Pantheon point. That's right. Don't forget that. I forget that too often. I'm trying to rush through. Kevin says, I'm a dad and I play the same build. Hey, there you go, man. Logan says, found 6x already this season. I feel like the drop rates are better. Drop rates are better this league. Yeah, they're better for you. That is certainly true. I've only found 2 natural X, and they dropped within the first week of the league. Like, my first character getting to level 70. That was when I found both of my X. They were within like 15 minutes of each other, 20 minutes of each other. And since then, I have a character at level 90 in hardcore, lost another character at level 76, and I'm leveling. Then I have another character at level 72, and now I'm presently leveling this character, and still only found those 2x. So, Logan said, few people even make hardcore builds. That's why I respect it. Yeah, this build is not a hardcore build. I mean, this build is just standard Poet's Pen Necro. I guess that really the only hardcore part about it is my tree. You can see I come down here and grab the Silent Life wheel because I need the life in case I do get hit. I had like something like 4.8k life, maybe not quite 4.8, but I think it was 4 point something life on my last Necro when I got one shot by that physical chunk. So you know, mapping is no joke. Physical damage is no joke when you don't have any armor to mitigate it. So I'm gonna need to figure out how to get armor on this build. And I may actually make my way all the way down here to Soul of Steel to grab some more armor, but less so the armor, but more so the elemental resistances, because it's +1 to max all elemental resistance, which is really good. The Marauder tree right now is just so good defensively. It's tough to get away from the Marauder tree. Like, when you need defenses, you just go down to the Marauder tree, which means if you're playing hardcore, you're gonna go down to the Marauder tree a lot. So, at least I am. Again, not a good mechanical player. If you're a better mechanical player, then you can probably get away with playing more assassin in hardcore, relying on things like elusive and evasion and spell dodge, attack dodge, to just not get hit very often, and then when you do get hit, you don't really actually get hit because you evade it. One of my favorite builds defensively of all time was actually back when stat sticking was still a thing, and I played a max block gladiator that stat sticked, and he just did so much damage. It was ridiculous. And he blocked most stuff. It was very rare for anything to get through to actually hit him. And the amount of Shaper damage that he had on that build from Shaper mods, from gaining various types of damage, various types of physical, stacking it as various types of elemental damage, it was really good as extra damage. It was a really, really good build. Really, really fun time, but it needed to get nerfed. Dual wielding needed to get nerfed. Stat sticking needed to get nerfed in that way. Mr. C says, I'm considering an auto bomber for blighted map farming. What do you think? I feel like the density would be good for the chain. It would be, but I feel like the risk of an auto bomber and chaining in blighted maps is going to be the HP of the monsters. I feel like that would be pretty spooky, because if you don't get a chain to go off, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough not to get hit and go down, just with that many monsters. Really, actually, that's a poor answer on my part. The answer to the question is, it depends on what you're using to trigger your abilities. If you're using something that's ranged, then you're probably going to be able to get away with it. If you're using a traditional auto bomber that's shield charging into stuff, or using Blade Vortex to proc, and you're just getting into everything's ranged, there is so many different abilities that Blight monsters have. I feel like that's relatively relatively dangerous for blighted maps. Again, not even speaking about hardcore, but just softcore, and just because of the fact that you don't want to lose the map. Hopefully that makes sense. Pathmaker says my current character is Max Block Gladiator. There you go. It's a good build. It's a good build. It's a fun build. Ty says just farm tier 1 blighted maps. Yeah, you could do that. Where did this branch to? Oh, of course, over here. Ha! The Volatile Dead went all the way around. That's great. Oh, that's great. Oh, you get away from the pump. You guys aren't getting the pump. We got this on lockdown. We're Volatile Dead over here, buddy. Look at that. Got this on lockdown. Oh, wait. Wait, it's branching that direction too? Never mind. We might not have this on lockdown. Whoa, that hurt. Yeah, you're making me nervous too. Ball rain of arrows is making me nervous. Oh my goodness. Are we going to lose here? Am I going to lose a character? Is this it? Is this GG? This is it. There goes the bump. Is that a boss? No, it's not a boss. How did the pump not die here? Hey, stop raising things back from the dead, okay? I'm trying to blow up corpses. Not bring them back to life. What are you, a summoner? You filthy meta-slave. One of the first times that I ever went through the prison, one of my first gameplay playthroughs in POE, those guys were so annoying. The Necro Summoners in the prison, they were so annoying. And I died to several of them several times. And I was like, how is it that you're supposed to defeat these guys? Because I kept fighting the stuff that they were summoning rather than just killing them. Noob mistake. Rookie mistake. That was one of my many rookie mistakes in POE. Oh, well, that's a dead end. That's great. What up, Ron? Welcome. Welcome to the Saturday stream, brother. Logan said you're not hardcore, but your stream says leveling hardcore. Just saying. No, yeah. I mean, I'm in hardcore. Like, I'm in hardcore league. But this build, we'll see how far this build can take it. Playing a build with, like, next to no physical resistances in hardcore, with 2 Poet's Pens that I spent almost 200C to buy, I've made, like, all the terrible economic decisions this game. All the bad decisions. All of the things that I would typically tell people not to do in hardcore on a character, I have done this build. I've spent way too much money, not knowing exactly what my final tree is going to look like. I haven't even planned out a POB, I'm just using a sketched POB from somebody else. I spent currency, I spent 200 chaos on items that I might not even use for my final build, Poet's Pen. I just wanted to level up a little bit smoother using Volatile Dead. I've broken like all of my own proverbial wisdom, supposed wisdom, with this particular playthrough. Alright, let's go kill Chevron. Let's go see if Chevron's going to be the end of this build. How's my lightning resist? 83? So I'm capped at 78. Until I get cursed! Oh, superior Quicksilver Flask. Well, aren't we high and mighty? Sheesh. Dang Silver Flasks always thinking they're better than everybody else. Okay, let's grab this. Another Silver Flask. Let's see if we die on this Blight encounter. Let's see how this one branches. Okay, this one is not resistant to cold. So let's go double colds here. Oh, I could have gone Shocking Tower. That's probably what I should have done. Probably. Maybe I can do this one as a Shocking Tower. It's Branching Exile! Yep, we know. We know. It's okay. Wait a minute. Maybe it's not. Yeah, Elemental Overload, I think, is doing work. I think that was a good investment. I think I'm critting plenty frequently enough. Man, the variance on Blight encounters on when they just have poor sack placement, poor, I don't even know what you want to call it, poor portal placement. Like, the variance on that, I think that's something that they need to improve before they make a decision on whether or not this goes core. I don't think that video will come out this week, for those of you wondering that. I think it'll come out maybe next week. I think we'll have more information where we can really chat about the merits of whether or not Blight ought to go core or not. Because they just did that implementation of 3.8.1 to try to fix some things, so give that a week to see how that goes over. I've actually been kind of surprised at how much misinformation there is in the general POE community about Blight rewards, because a lot of people, I feel like, are still of the opinion that Blights are not rewarding, but a lot of the people like Grimro that are pushing endgame Blights are reporting some pretty good returns, which purportedly would go in line with the design philosophy that GGG said they might do every once in a while, which is reward higher tier content at a scaling rate of engaging with the league mechanic, which seems to be what they're doing directly with Blight. So it's kind of interesting that people are still like, yeah, Blight rewards aren't that great. Well, yeah, sure, in Tier 1 maps they're not that great. Sure, throughout the Act story they're not that great, but have you done a Blighted map and seen the rewards there after 3.8.1? Because those look pretty good. Have you done a Tier 16 map and a Blight encounter, or a Tier 16 Blighted map? Like, they're pretty good. They're pretty endgame, pretty hectic. And a lot much more widely varied than, say, the Shaper fight, right? The Shaper fight you can memorize and get used to and know exactly how it's going to break down. Blighted maps, you never really know which way things are going to go. So, alright, is Brutus going to kill me? Shavron going to kill me? Whoa! Hey, that's physical damage that he does with that slam. That's decent damage. I will not be humiliated again! And then she gets humiliated. Oh no, she says, I will not suffer this humiliation again. That's what she says. Does she say it this fight, or does she say that during the, right before the Unholy Trinity fight of Act 9? I don't remember. Alright, well, Shavron didn't kill our build. Good news. Good news. It's good news, chat. Tindy says, it's just that the last league was Legion and nothing can compare to that. Yeah, Legion rewards, low tier Legion rewards, nothing can compare with that. That's a good point. I would agree with that. The only thing that I think can compete for rewards in terms of making currency low tier was Delve. Delve League darkness farming, there was nothing that I've ever experienced in Path of Exile that was as broken for making currency as simply building like a level 69 character, so you didn't even really have to level it that far. And then just going in the darkness, being invulnerable, and clicking on stuff. And hey look, here's a bunch of fossils that are worth 5 to 10 C each. And every once in a while you find fossils that are worth 20 to 25 C each, and every once in a while you find fossils that are worth a couple X. And so all you had to do was scale speed in order to run around as you were phasing. That was an absolutely broken league mechanic for making low-level currency. At least that's what I think. Hey, everybody say hi to Mrs. Draconis.
Active parent camera.
Oh, she's sneaking in. She's sneaking in.
I sent you a Discord like 20 minutes ago. The dinner was ready.
Oh, dinner was ready 20 minutes ago?
We've been at that long ago.
I didn't get a notification. Look at this. Look at this. I did not get a notification.
What? Did it even show up?
Hey, there we go.
Just
Now
showed.
I just got it. Okay.
Our phones don't
All right,
do
let's
that.
go get the next waypoint, and then we're going to head home. We're going to shut it down for the
15
day.
minutes ago.
15 minutes ago. Wow. I thought it was 5:30. I'm sorry.
That's why I was just done here.
All right, let's grab the next waypoint and shut it down. Ladies and gentlemen of G3 and of YouTube, thank you so much for watching. So glad that you guys all came to hang out for this afternoon's stream. I'm going to go eat some dinner with the wife and the kids, and you guys are going to go play some more of Path of Exile Blight League. And in the meantime, I hope that today is the day a Mirror of Calandra drops for you.